I'm Meta Mandich, and this is my good buddy,
Christine Amundson.
How are you?
Fabulous.
How was your week?
Good. I have to think about it. Had a grandbaby this week. He's a week old, so it's been pretty eventful. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but we're not Matt and Kyle.
We're cuter.
Definitely cuter. We have a little bit more hair. So we took over Spitballing.
You're welcome.
For sure, you're welcome. Yeah. So, do you have any notes? Do you have anything you want to talk about this week besides the grandbaby, sea bass?
I don't know. Let me look at my my girl version of my notepad here. I have lots of really funny notes. Would you like to see?
So before we started, we were just talking about kind of what we wanted to talk about. You know, remember the fellas' first episode where all they did was just talk about the guests they wanted to have on? And I mean, our guest today will be Matt and Kyle, I'm assuming, unless somebody else random comes in. And I don't know if you guys also noticed, but we're in a super secret location. But we're still rocking 9th Street to give props to Aaron and Rob and the rest of the crew at the social club.
Yes.
But yeah, so I'm Matt's girlfriend. I'm his Meta. You know, I'm the one who forces him to wear shirts with my name on it, I believe, as he's going to do today. And yeah, I don't know.
And I'm Christine. I'm Kyle's wife.
Yeah, not his girlfriend.
Nope. Married. Happily.
Yeah. I mean, are we going to wait to talk about like relationship stuff until they come on? I think we should talk about how our version of how it all started, and then when they come on, we can ask them their version, and you guys can decide which one is probably the correct and best version. It's probably not going to be theirs. Theirs might be more funny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Less detail oriented for sure.
So Christine, what do you do?
I work in the retirement industry for work, and then on my spare time, my very little spare time, I flip furniture. I repurpose furniture and sell it in a store. I just started that endeavor.
And it's amazing. If you're not friends with Christine on Facebook, maybe she should have like a page for your stuff.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know that you just want to be friends with a bunch of randos. I don't.
No. So I am constantly flipping furniture. I'm constantly painting. I usually have paint in my hair because it's always dipping in there. My hands, I screw nail polish at this point. There's just like, my hands are like cracked and, always full of stain, paint, sticky, like always something sticky from like some kind of adhesive.
The things I've seen have been beautiful. I mean, you do a great job.
Thank you.
I just want the stuff. You make it beautiful though, and I still like when I love vintage stuff. My house is full of vintage stuff. Mm-hmm. I like it kind of looking crappy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why.
Yeah, that shabby chic look. And sometimes I will distress my stuff, but I think that there's a fine line. When people redo furniture and they try to make it look like that, that's when it looks like, okay, you tried to make it look
right.
Like crap. So
it just doesn't look right.
Yeah, there's a fine line. And so if you do it right and it comes out right, I'm a perfectionist. I will redo, start over.
You and Matt should have a Matt and Christine day.
Oh, totally.
No, for real. He's a perfectionist too. So like he could build you furniture and you could do stuff to it. I'm not kidding.
Oh,
I mean, I'll just volunteer him. Like Matt has so much extra time. I think that like you guys should just. That was clearly sarcasm. But like I get him one day. You can have my one day.
That's great.
You guys can have furniture day.
I actually didn't realize he had a whole wood shop back there. And the second I saw it, I was like, oh, I have some projects you can help me with. Because that's the one thing that I'm really not that good at,
right.
Is like the saws and all that. So I try to do things like not the right way. I need a garage with like tools and somebody who knows how to use them.
I have a small table saw in my guest room right now.
Oh,
if you need to use it.
Perhaps.
It was on my table.
Oh.
Like my dining room table. That didn't seem like a good place for it, but that's where Matt put it. So
we don't have like, because we live in an apartment and we don't have a garage, I do have a storage space that I use, and it's great to have that, but I take a lot of it into my house. So the counter, the island that normally is for food, I've always got something up there, and I'm painting it. I'm getting paint all over the counter and scrubbing
She's
the
not
counter.
cooking dinner.
No. I know. It's so... Poor Kyle.
I love this.
He's so spoiled.
Babe, what's for dinner? This wood.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're just constantly working through my projects. I had a funny thing that came to... never mind.
No, I need to know.
No.
Yes, you have to tell me. They'll edit it out if it's really bad. I hope it's really good.
No. It was not PG. Anyway.
Oh, definitely need to know.
No. Anyway, so
we'll put a pin in it, and you can tell me later.
Yeah, if I remember. I'll probably forget. I was actually thinking that when you had mentioned that Matt and I could have a day together to work on projects and stuff, and the two of us would be like, "What are we doing? What were we talking about?" Our memories.
I'll go out to Zorba's and I'll be like celebrity bouncer for the day with Kyle. I'll be like Kyle's little buddy.
That'd be great. He'd love that.
It'd be super fun. Mm-hmm. I'm going on skirt night. But apparently they don't have that anymore. I miss Zorba's bring back Thursday skirt night.
Yeah.
I miss it. So I've worked for the school district for 20 years in Lunch Lady Land, and it's amazing. And
it's a long time.
My hobbies are making babies, and I'm really good at it. And I have 6.
Wow.
Ranging from 20 to 3, or from 3 to 20. 3 boys, 3 girls. I would love to do foster care. That would be fun.
Do you have a house that could?
Mm-hmm. Love my house. Yeah. No, I don't know. And otherwise, like, I meet new friends. I just actually met Christine. So, I mean, I feel like
Finally.
we're besties because we're unbelievably similar. Like, we found out today, so similar, which is not always the best thing, but like in all the best ways. So we went to, I'm sure if you watch the podcast, you heard about Farm to Fork from our fabulous fellas. And it was out at St. Matthias Farm. It was great. Mm-hmm. We got there about 10 minutes before Christine and Kyle. Christine came in her super cute striped dress that she got on clearance at Target. So we immediately bonded because who doesn't love Target clearance? Mm. And we met, and we walked around the farm, and it was great. And Christine was so excited to have a date night with her husband.
Yes.
I was super excited to have a date night with Matt. Because I know he talks all the time about how much time he gives me, how if we're not together, he's constant. It's so annoying. He messages me all day long, calls me, he's actually never called. I don't even think he has my phone number. So that says something right there. Although Kyle said he didn't have his phone number either, so I don't feel too bad.
I have to interject for a second.
Yeah.
So Kyle and I, when we first started talking, we always used the Facebook Messenger app. To this day, that is how we communicate.
Interesting. Why?
I don't know. We just never switched. I know his cell phone number because it's the code that I have to type in at Cub Foods for the whatever the card thing, for the gas points or whatever. That's how I know his phone number. We call each other through the Facebook app. People tease me like, do you have his phone number yet? I mean, like, yeah.
Like, well, we have almost been married a year.
Yes.
We're so close.
Yeah. But I don't think he could tell you my number, like if his life depended on it. I'm sure, I don't even know if it's in his phone or not, but we talk only strictly through the Facebook apps.
And I mean, I like now that we have a group chat. I think that's great. That's been really fun.
Yes. Although I thought Matt was going to leave it today after getting those
was really
messages from
I'm like, what's going on? At first I didn't understand that. I'm like, what do you mean you're leaving?
Yeah.
Are you leaving Spitballing? Because Christine and I will take over. It will now be the 3 amigos. And sorry, Matt, you're out. He was supposed to be out anyway when he didn't show up for our Walk a Mile in Her Shoes event. Kyle showed up. I was so proud of him. He looked great. His crew, like, I have so many pictures of the Zorba's guys.
Yeah.
They were such
the one
amazing.
That Cody or Kyle posted, and where Cody's like turned and I was like, damn, look at those calves.
So we were walking right behind them. Our 9th Street crew which was Carla, myself, Rob, and Aaron. We were rudderless.
And You're never going to let him live that down.
I didn't really care too much that he wasn't there, but I was like, dude, that's what we wouldn't have, that was Kyle's baby. Mm-hmm. And so maybe Matt didn't really want to go. I'm going to go with that. Like, and he just used this as an excuse
After
to
all the
not show up.
practicing he
And yes,
did?
all that practicing because he was going to win the race, in the heels. But yeah, like Kyle was all smiles, and it was a great night. Our food was good, but the guys drank a lot. Christine, as they said, Christine doesn't drink. I think I maybe only had the 2 cocktails right at the beginning, and then I didn't drink. So
Yeah. What was funny about that was I had no idea. I really didn't know what we were walking into.
Right.
I had never even heard of this event. Wow. How fun was that?
I know I want to go. I think we should go now every year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was their 10th anniversary of this. It was at Farm to Fork.
Yep.
That's what it's called. It was classy, and it was elegant, and it was outside, and it just was beautiful, and I loved it. And I haven't gone on a date with Kyle on a Friday night or a Saturday night, and I think like in April of 2018 maybe, or 2017. I don't know. It's been a really, really long time because he works at Zorba's on the weekend, so it's just not part of my life. And I don't drink. I don't want to go to the bar. I don't care. I mean, I will, but it's just not my thing. So it was a really big deal for me, and I loved it. And so I didn't know what I was walking into. I had no idea. It was like all these courses of food.
Well, and the appetizers at first, where they were walking around with the appetizers, and that was good. Because I'm an appetizer and dessert kind of girl. So, so they had this wonderful date, and Christine was so excited to go on this date.
Yes.
And I was excited. And then our, Matt and Kyle have a date day every Sunday.
Right.
And not just for like 2 hours.
No.
It's like all freaking day.
It's an all-day event when they leave. When he's like going to the podcast, I'm like, I'll see you tonight.
You know what? And awesome. Good. We're super supportive. We think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited. We get to meet each other. We're going to do this double date. We don't get to sit next to each other.
No.
That was okay. Until Matt decides, hey, Meta, Christine, you guys, oh my gosh, are best friends now. And like, I'm going to go sit with my best friend. Bye-bye. And so here we are like...
It was great,
it was fun. Like, but we were laughing, and you were like, is he coming back? And then he would come back, and he'd be talking to us, and she's like, can I go back to my husband now? And he goes, what? Like, I'm with my husband. I don't know what you're talking about. And we'd look down there, and they're just laughing. I was like, assholes.
We're having the time of their life.
We were happy. They were happy. But for real, like, thank you. I mean, I loved our date. It was amazing.
Yeah.
We got some good pictures.
Yes.
But yeah, so that was interesting. Then Matt wanted to leave before the freaking dessert came because he didn't realize how late it was.
He said that was you. Okay, so I finally get back down with Kyle.
Anyone who knows me knows I would never leave before dessert and appetizers. I don't care about the rest. I want those. I ate Matt's, and mine, and the lady next to me.
This is funny. Okay, so we're down at the other end of the table, and we're just having the time of our lives. And Kyle was getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. I never got one, and he's just over there. It was pretty funny, and I was like, oh, his face is getting red. And anyway, so now it's about the desserts and the people next to us. They started the dinner very happy. Yeah. And there was a lot of liquor. I have a picture with Kyle, and there was like 7 drinks in front of him.
I mean, for real, like there was
giving him mine.
3 drinks with each course, and they weren't like samples.
No, they were full drinks.
It was a full cocktail.
And we didn't have cause our table, we got separated and we got pushed way down at the end, and they set up a new table. We didn't have one of those like buckets where you dumped your drinks, and so like Kyle, theirs was full. They were just taking
Kyle
a sip
had
and
to
dumping.
freaking man up and just drink. Like Christine's like, here you go.
I don't think we knew that it was an option that you could take a sip and drink it out or pour it out. Sorry, Kyle just pulled up, so it threw me off. But anyway, so he was just drinking them all, and so anyway, so at the very end,
Matt ran down to you guys, I think.
He ran down and he was like, Meta says we have to go now. And we had just got our...
He is seriously like the biggest lie. Do not believe anything Matt fucking Taylor says ever.
But my point was, okay, so the people next to us were like having a good time. And I think Kyle has even mentioned it too. Like they didn't realize that everybody was buying drinks beforehand. I don't think anyone really knew that much was going to be coming through the meals. So they were gone.
They were extremely
happy. By the time
happy.
I got my husband back, Matt let me go sit with Kyle.
At the end.
Yes, at the very end. We, there was, their desserts were sitting there, and Kyle and I were like, thanks.
Yeah.
And we ate.
You guys both ate too?
Yes.
Yay.
So, but no, I'm just like enjoying it because I've been
so good.
I've been eating keto, and I'm like, all right, custard should be okay. So I'm like eating this, and I'm enjoying every second and having the time of my life. And Matt is like, drop your spoon. We got to go now, Meta says. And I was like, I was like, but wait. I'm like shoveling custard in my mouth.
Yeah, Jenna, you did amazing. I mean, all of it from the stew in the beginning to, wonderful.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was like gourmet.
I wish you cooked for me all the time.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of your wife.
It was good. It was really good.
Yeah. So, I mean, next year, anybody, I don't know how many, I feel like there weren't that many people. I mean, so there must be a certain amount of tickets and then they stop. Sure. Maybe 60. I don't know. Was there more than that?
No, I think that's
probably
pretty
about
fair.
That.
But next time, can we sit with you guys?
Yeah.
So we can like share Kyle.
That was like an afterthought. Yeah. Yeah. Nobody wanted to share Meta. It was.
No, Kyle. I was happy to come sit by you.
Sounds like she was extremely happy.
I was.
No, it was a lot of fun. And then Christine was our sober kid. I could have driven, but we drove out there and then we went there. And so then it was very important that we get to the woods because we wanted to see Seth Dowd, who, if you watch the show, you've seen him. And then who else was there? Angie. And then there was someone else. I'm like, I didn't think it was what his name
I have
is.
no idea.
But he was really good too.
Yes, he was.
And their thing was supposed to go from 7 to 9. And so I'm like, it's 9 o'clock. And Matt didn't believe me because
maybe that's why he said. Maybe that's why he said we had to go because Meta said it wasn't.
Well, I wanted us to go out there. And we did when we were there for probably 2.5 hours, 2 hours, something like that.
We closed the place down,
and that was really fun. Oh yeah, we did close the place down, and then but so we go. It's Matt's trying to rein us in because I apparently said we had to leave right then. No, screw the desserts. Except for that we all ate too. Yeah. And except for, I don't even know, Matt tried his. And then we get out to the car and Matt and I try and get in the wrong car.
I wondered what you were doing.
So funny. It was like some old guy and I was like, this is not Christine.
I was like, where are they? They're the ones that I could be eating my dessert right now.
She could have eaten someone else's other dessert.
Yeah.
And then dessert. We finally get there and Kyle's taking his shirt off or something because we dressed nice.
Yeah.
But like Kyle stripped all the way down. And Matt's like, he's taking all of his clothes off. And I was going, what's going on?
We were in a dark field.
I didn't care about that. But I was like, dude, we got to go. Put your shorts on.
Well, and then I'm like,
go.
Remember how long he took to change too? We were all in the car and we're like,
how long does it take to?
Well, and he was like, well, I didn't want to put my
He was folding his stuff nice. And Christine had stuff in the back for her fabulous treasures that she makes. Yes. And she's like, you did not ruin my stuff, did you? And he's like, no.
I had like really pretty lampshades back there.
Yeah. So he seems like a pretty fabulous husband.
I could take the next 2 hours and just talk about that.
And that's not me being sarcastic. Like that was, he genuinely was like, no, of course I didn't screw your lampshades up. Like my stuff's folded over in the corner.
Yeah. I could seriously talk forever. And I won't.
You guys are so cute. Oh yeah. Because we have to talk about how we met.
Oh, yeah.
Our people. Yes. But what we were talking about earlier, one of our pearls was, and I'm assuming this is for most couples, not just the female side of it, how you can read a message. Oh, there's a fly here. Kyle's fly came back. Or it's baby. And how it can be misinterpreted. Like I am an extremely happy person for the most part. I can be a total bitch too. But I'm usually like, yeah, woohoo. So Matt and I will get together and he'll go, so I read this message and he'll read it out loud to me because I don't remember what I wrote. Totally remember. And I'm like, yep, I know what I wrote. And he'll be reading it like, rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, no, dude. I was like, la, 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 la. And he's like, no, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I wrote it. Pretty sure I knew the intention that I sent it with. And I was like, I don't even know how anyone could read it negative. So I always joke that I'm going to do a Facebook poll and be like, I'm going to put our messages on there and go like, how does anyone take this? I mean, I don't, because they're usually nobody should be reading what I'm writing. Or and I don't even mean like bad, but just about stuff that has nothing to do with them. And so Christine was saying was that last night? No, last
Tuesday night.
Yeah. So hers is super cute. Her little story.
Oh goodness. I'm such a jerk.
Kyle had ignored her he was taking like a cue from the map book. And
he didn't message me all night. No, I'm not that needy.
No, but I'm not either. But like,
no,
Kyle's like, I'm all on my messages. So yeah. I liked this. I was like, he's getting a little bit. He's hanging out with Matt too much. We're gonna have to rein them back in.
I think so. No, this is like this. I felt bad because I have a really, really bad memory. I will challenge anybody okay,
Yeah.
on the memory thing. I will forget what we're talking about as we're talking about it.
It's going to be great.
I'll have this conversation with Kyle and I'm like, what? And he'll be like, do you hear me? Are we in the same? It's bad. Anyway.
Christine, I'm Kyle. I'm your husband. And you're like, yay, bonus.
Every day it's like a new, yeah. So he, I had asked him, am I supposed to pick you up tonight?
He works at Zorba's,
Yes.
as you guys all know, and they do this unbelievable party for all of their people as like a thank you because the summers at all of the Zorba's are crazy. And what's it called?
Zorba's Palooza,
Palooza
but I
or
think
something.
they called it something different this year. I can't remember.
And I always know people every year that go to it and they just say like it is the best, and you can't work for better people, and it's just a celebration of you and how awesome you are.
Yeah.
And so Christine is such a good wife. She'll pick Kyle up whenever.
Oh, for sure. It's a perk of not drinking. I'll tell you what. You'd be surprised how many. But no, I'm totally happy to. And so he didn't message me all night, and I knew he was having fun. My daughter had just had the baby. I think we were still in the hospital, so I was really. And then I was like trying to finish up projects in the process because I had to get it down to the store, and so I just was like running myself very ragged. And he tells me, he's like, you're a chicken with your head cut off, because I'm always running and doing something. So, but I thought I had to pick him up. I asked him specifically, do you need a ride?
He didn't respond.
No. He responded.
Oh,
I have no
he said
idea.
yes?
No,
Oh.
I have no idea what his response was. I don't remember. I just assumed I was supposed to pick him up, but then he never messaged me all night.
I think the story sounds better if he didn't respond. So you just assume you're going to pick him up. That's what I would go with.
Well, it was a conversation in person, and I probably asked him. So this is what I do. Like, I'll ask a question, and I don't listen to the answer, so then I have to ask it again. And so
I think you and Matt are super. Like you and Matt, I can't wait for this furniture business I've started for you guys. It's gonna be fun.
We'll be like the blind leading the blind. So anyway, so I had sent him a message like, okay, I'm going to bed. Good night. And I was a little salty because I'm like, he didn't message me. And anyway, so. He sent me a message at 10:30, and it woke me up.
It's not even that late.
No, that's what right did I have to be that salty at that time?
I mean,
it wasn't late at all.
you work and you have the grandbaby and you're doing your other stuff. Yeah,
I was tired. I think I had stayed up really late the night before. Anyway, so I get this message, and it was like, okay, so what do I have to do in the morning, like, to get everything done for everybody? And he was being.
Kyle's a soccer mom.
Yes, he is. I should get him a shirt that says that. Wouldn't that be great?
That's a good. Okay.
Will you get on that?
Yep,
Okay.
Yep.
Write that down. Anyway, so
they're so cute out there.
I know. Hi.
Sorry, they're like outside doing stuff, and we can see them. It's very fun.
I like Kyle's shirt. I've never seen that. He must have just got it. Okay, so
don't mind us admiring, like, how they do their little circle jerks when they're here, and like, oh, you're so fat. Like, we're like, oh gosh, look how cute they are.
I know. All the guys watching this are probably like, barf.
They're like, could we have our friends back?
Don't
Lame.
worry, they'll be here soon. I forget what I was saying.
Christine has, because she works during the day, and Kyle works at night. But so he does all their errand running. I mean, seriously, like,
it's a full-time job. It is a full-time job. Like, he's wanted to go back to work during the week, and I'm like, I've probably begged him like 17 times, please don't go back to work. Yeah. I'm like, I need you. Like, he is taking kids to doctor's appointments. He is running
to school too.
My son to school. Yeah.
That Forest View thing. And he thought it was bad before.
No, we're done. We're done.
No,
now.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, he thought it was bad before. Oh. They redid it. Man.
Is it?
I don't even know. And I worked at Forest View for 14 years. Like, I don't know what the crap was going on there. It took me 20 minutes to get into the parking lot at this last thing.
Oh, goodness.
The video did not help me. They have a video, like,
I'm glad.
to show you how to use the parking lot. I watched it because I'm like, me. This sounds really silly, but I was like, how could they teach me how to use? Apparently I was doing it wrong because it took me 20 minutes.
Well, I'm glad we're done with that nonsense.
I'll retry it. So I'll video myself for Kyle, and I'll send it to him in our group chat.
There.
That'd be like, great. Look, do you miss this here?
So Kyle is just wonderful. I am sending him on furniture runs more often than not. I'm like, I just bought this amazing table for $10. You have to go get it right now. And he'll be like, send me a picture on the treadmill, like at the gym, and he'll be like, I'm on my way. Like, it's constant. Like, almost every day I'm finding some kind of a treasure I need him to go pick up, meet somebody to sell something. I mean, it's just, and it's a full-time job. I'm like, I will pay you. What do you want?
Right.
Like, what's your salary? I'll pay you to do this, not go back to work, because it's just perfect.
And I don't know, you know, I love the online garage sale, and I'm assuming most towns and cities have the online garage sale. It's great. The marketplace is okay. Like I don't love that as, I mean, I like looking at the stuff.
I have a great story of this marketplace
okay, tell me.
situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am on the marketplace every day. I am buying stuff almost every day. I sell stuff. I have never been unreliable. I have never not met somebody. I have never stood someone up. I have always had cash. I'm a very responsible marketplacer.
Right. Because you expect people to do the same for you.
And this lady, okay, so I had said she was having a garage sale. It's 4:00. She's like, if it doesn't sell at my garage sale, I'll save it for you. I had like 15 minutes before her garage sale ended, and it was still there. So she messaged me, yes, it's still there. Great, I'll pick it up in the morning. Well, in the morning, something came up. I had to leave town. I had to go to the city. Yeah. Messaged her when I got to the city. She messaged me as I was driving. I'm like, wow.
It's illegal. I cannot be on the phone.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, as soon as I got where I was going, I pulled over and I was like, I'm really sorry this came up. I got a text message from her, or like a message this long, about how it's people like me that are the reason why. And she was like, I'm going to report you. I was like shaking. I was like, you little keyboard warrior, so like yelling at me.
You don't have road rage. You have online garage sale rage.
How dare you? You don't know me. You don't know my story. You know what I mean?
I liked Kyle's story about, because he was talking about that day with pillows or something, and he was like, and then the lady was like, oh, $10. You know, like, did you take 5? No.
And then she gave me a check.
I won't take freaking 5. Yeah.
And she gave me a check.
I'll take. I know. And it was for $10. I mean, I get it, but for real, like all this stuff. Because then he said, like, well, you guys send me, am I crazy here? Is this like not the thing? No, people are super rude. I finally stopped meeting people. I was like, and I don't want people to know where I live, but I was like, I would rather have you not show up to my house, so I have not wasted my gas or my time. And then there's always someone there. Because, with 49 kids, someone's at home. And they can sit there and I'll be like, okay,
Sure.
Cindy's coming over to get this bouncy chair. And I usually leave a note on it like, for $15. And then my son will be like, same thing. But I leave change there because I'm like, there's always someone who shows up and is like, oh, I have $100 bill for this $2 thing. Really? Yeah. I mean, at that point, just freaking take it, because clearly that's what you want. But yeah. No, you guys are like, I like that. I like that you have garage sale rage, online selling rage.
But it was like something legit came up and I was unable.
Right, you weren't like just being flaky.
But like and I even said that to her. I'm not flaking out on you. And and so she continued, after my apology, she continued to berate me. And I said, ma'am, Karen, is that your name, Karen? What's your Venmo? I will give you the $15 damn dollars.
Right now, right, I know.
Like, you clearly need this $15. What's your Venmo? I'm like, I will just give you the money for the inconvenience I've caused you. I was like so appalled that she took all of this like rage out on me.
Especially when you would have just bought it the day freaking before.
Well, and she was, it was at my garage sale and I held it for you, on your word. I'm like,
she held it for the garage sale that was closed.
Yeah, that was closing in 15 minutes, and that you would only hold for me if it didn't sell at your garage sale.
So I mean, that doesn't, whatever, Karen, okay? I don't think that's really your name, but if it is, boo, Karen.
Yeah. Do you want to see the manager? 'Cause I'll get her for you.
Because I will send him. His name's Kyle.
Actually, he did. He's like, do you want me to go there? And I was like, perhaps.
So today I was listening to little snippets of all of the episodes, which I love. I mean, and I've watched all of them. I've watched some of them multiple times. I think I even watched the 3-hour Brock one, or like almost 4-hour one, 3 times.
Wow, that's impressive.
Because knowing all the people that are in the video or that they're talking about, I mean, that's the nice thing. Like, we do know the people. And even if you don't know the people, like in my head, it was like a comic book playing and it was so great. I'm like, it was amazing. Like the storytelling, and Brock's a great storyteller. And like you do, like, it's a very visual thing. Matt's a good storyteller. They're very good with their words. That doesn't even sound right. But yeah, they're wordsy. Yeah. I can dig it. But
who's the grammar? Is that
grammar
Kyle?
Nazi?
Is that
I think he is. My friend Katie, who Matt loves. I mean, he talks about her all the time, how he's going to call her out, and then he never calls her out. He's like gushing about how amazing she is. She wants to come on sometime and she'll set them straight. She is a real grammar Nazi.
Oh boy.
But yeah. I feel like they're hiding from us. They keep like peeking their head around the corner and like,
They're hiding.
Extra date time. Yeah. What else do you have on your list? We did our soccer mom. I'm going to just start. Anytime I talk to Kyle, I'm just going to hashtag soccer mom.
It just goes back to though, like him being such a perfect husband. Oh my
Did I tell you how happy he was when him and your son hugged for the first time?
That
But I
was
mean, like,
sweet.
and you told me like the other part of the story, but
Yeah.
I was like, how freaking cool that Kyle was like, Meta, guess what? Today, like my stepson and I hugged for the first time, and I was like, thank you for, I'm like, that's awesome. And so then I told Matt, and Matt's like, he didn't tell me that. And I was like, huh.
I don't know if I even realized that happened,
But like, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm in the inner circle now.
He's a really good stepdad. I really won the lottery with this guy.
He's a good person. Like you can just tell, like he genuinely
Mm-hmm.
cares. And I love when the guests come on and it's, like maybe Matt knows one of them more. Kyle, like I loved when Ace came on for so many reasons.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Fantastic. And he's so like, I loved listening to him talk, educated, and just the way he spoke. I was like, what? I don't even know what you're saying. Like, it's just, it sounds good to my ears.
Yeah.
And, it was nice to see Kyle take charge because let's face it, Matt freaking thinks he's like the dad or like the principal or something. And the rest of us are naughty kids. We're not. I mean, we're naughty, but like, dude, get off your high horse. It's not Matt's spitballing. Okay. You guys are a team. Mm-hmm. Be a better team member. So Kyle, I was really proud of you that day. And I think you should sing more on the show. Screw Matt and his hate of your singing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was cute, but I think everything Kyle does is cute.
But
I'm kind of obnoxiously.
He doesn't have a bad voice though, because so I re-listened to the first
Yeah.
episode and he was singing. I don't even remember what the song was, and I was like, and then Matt's like, "There will be no singing," and I thought, dude, like
That was them.
I was digging it. Go you,
Yeah.
because I should play. I'll see if Matt will put it on later. Did I play that for you of Matt singing "Afternoon Delight"?
No.
So. We went out to eat one day at Ernie's at noon, and I don't know, apparently he said we started a fight. I don't think we've ever had a fight. I mean, but he's the same person who could read a message where I'm like, hey, have a great day, the sun's out, and he thinks I'm going meh meh meh. So like we were probably really close to breaking up. And so he was singing "Skyrocket in Flight, this time without the fight." This time without the fight. And I was like, I'm going to make that your ringtone, except you've never called me. And I'm pretty sure I don't have your freaking phone number. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just post it on Facebook. But it was super cute. And now then I played it for people at the bar and he's like, oh my, I don't want to write you anymore. And I definitely don't want to voice clip you because you share it with people. And I'm like, because it's cute.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's cute.
Right.
You think stuff, I don't know. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is funny. He does say a lot though, like how you, he's like, she always embarrasses me. Like, I feel like he thinks that story shouldn't be said or something.
Unless he wants to tell it.
Right.
And like, I don't get that. So I do think before we let them come in, we should do a little like, I feel like our stories are going to be kind of long. Do we wait for them and like let each other interject?
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know. I mean,
like I loved your story, and Kyle came in so we talked a little bit about our first or our little love stories at our date, at the Christine and Meta date. It was fabulous. We're gonna have to do it every year now. But Kyle came at the very end of yours, and he was like, yep, yeah. And it was great. And I'm like, it's so cute. And then he did like his little part, and I was like, oh, she already said that. And Matt didn't believe her, and I already had to send him a message about it. When I tell the true story, like the true Matt and Meta story, he's like, that did not happen.
When you started telling me,
he walked away.
He was like, oh, you're embarrassing me. And
I was like, I don't even know that I said one word about you yet. I was like, oh my gosh.
He just knew what was coming, I guess. I don't know.
And then we talked about it later, and he was like, oh, you didn't say that? I'm like, why would I ever say that? He's like, oh, then it wasn't embarrassing. Okay.
Well, now I want to know.
Jerk face. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Hashtag bruiser. So do we, Katie, that was for you and Matt.
I don't know what that was, but
Kyle knows. Did you see the episode where Matt was saying like I tease him about stuff or like make fun, or my friend Katie will make fun of him, and so then Kyle looked at him like, oh, are you going to tell the story? And Matt's like, we're not doing that here. And Kyle throws down his pen and was like, and I said, my favorite, like I was listening, I was weeding because during the summer, that's my job is I weed, and I'm weeding, and I had to rip my phone out of my pocket to look because I was like, something had happened there, and I was like, oh, Kyle, I love you. That was so freaking cute. But yeah, so should we should this be the end of just us, and we will
Yes.
We'll bring our guests on, so we'll be back shortly.
Wait.
Oh wait,
One thing.
Okay.
Thank goodness I took notes. I wanted to address the fact we never got an opportunity to talk about the fact that I got fired.
oh my gosh, yeah. I don't know if you guys know this, but Christine had a job she wasn't even aware she had.
Rude.
Super rude.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you heard it last week. They fired me. I didn't even know I had.
We're pretty
that
much
job.
ready for you guys. We were just going to stop and bring you in. Christine has a crush on Kyle.
I have such a crush. He's so cute.
Sky rockets in flight, this time without the fight. Ooh, this time without the fight.
Welcome back to Spitballing. I'm Meta Mandich. I'm here with my good buddy,
Christine Amundson.
and I'm here with my super sexy boyfriend, Matt fucking Taylor.
Hello.
He could have introduced himself, but no.
We do that.
At least
every
you got
week.
my good moniker. I also have my good buddy here.
Kyle Amundson.
Also, Christine's super sexy husband. Yeah. In case you forgot from the first part of this, where we took it over.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a love fest for Kyle.
I know.
Oh my! Which,
I said it was like you guys did a circle jerk pretty much for your first one and with all of your guests. And so like we just continue, except for ours wasn't for each other. It was for you guys.
I
So
know.
we accept that.
okay, good.
So, Meta, Christine, it's nice that you are letting us on your podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for
the,
joining us.
So I think what the moral of the entire story is that I need to stop drinking.
Oh,
Okay, so how this really worked out was if you guys remember, they weren't going to have a pot. Well, they didn't know. First, they weren't going to have one, and then it was maybe we could find a guest. And like, you have the best guest right here.
Right.
We don't even need you guys, so whatever.
So,
Are you guys even technically guests?
No, we're
because
not.
You're like our.
I think we're part of
significant
it.
Others?
We're like we're behind the scenes.
I mean, our significant others and my significant otter.
Yes, and I know. And then we're in our super secret location, and Christine, look at how she did such a good job. Later they'll take you around, and you'll have a little video tour of all the cool stuff because you're not quite experiencing how awesome it is.
well, let me
It
just
really did turn
say,
out nice.
well, it was hard for me because like if I'm going to decorate, which I love to decorate, but I like to decorate with pretty things and like flowers and like I love interior decorating.
And she hates Kyle's stuff.
But this is like nerd stuff. And I really had, but we made it work. I'm not experienced
I love it. I mean,
in
I think it
nerd
looks good.
stuff. I've never been exposed to nerd before, Kyle. So this is all new to me.
how the fuck did you guys make it? Get together
I
again?
feel like it's just
we were gonna
Kyle's
talk about
stuff.
that,
I don't
yeah.
know that it's necessary.
I didn't meet her at Gen Con.
We waited for you guys because we were going to tell our story, our stories. And then I was like, well, we could do that. And then you guys could come on and tell your version of it, or we could tell it together, which will be way more fun.
So speaking of stories and otter, the name of the podcast was Almost Baron Otter.
Would have been a good
It was a
name.
backup name.
Yeah,
Well,
that
there's
would have been a good name.
a little bear over there, and I was like, we should put the bear on Kyle's side, and
Yeah.
he's like, well, I need an otter, so we
Yeah,
got to
so we
find
can't-
one of
Okay.
those.
Well, so now that's
Can't
what
have the bear until we get the otter.
And really, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm from the woods, but that doesn't mean I really like an otter. Just is an otter. Do they just look like? What does an otter even look like?
What?
it's like a skinny, long
It's a gay
beaver.
dude who's
Like a
like
ferret?
not that big.
Like
It's smaller than a beaver, bigger than a ferret.
Yeah, they're like river wolves. They're really cool.
Oh my! He's trying to make it way
wait,
cool.
I
A
do
river
know what an
wolf.
otter looks like.
They're
It's not a
mean.
freaking river wolf.
They're mean.
Gotcha.
I have no idea.
It's like a river mouse,
A river mouse.
a river rat.
It's like a Wolverine, only like amphibious or whatever. I don't know.
So Christine.
Oh, he's got his
Right now,
tongue
your
going.
sister's like, "That's not what a fucking otter is, Kyle."
She's
And
like
Meta.
she's like it's a river wolf.
Yes.
I wanted
Shelley's
to
not saying
ask
that.
you a little bit about your deal that you got going on. I don't really understand it, but I see pictures on Facebook where you're always like buying shit for like $2 and then selling it for like $2,000. And, you know,
It's
just
not quite
totally,
that high of
She's a drug dealer.
totally like taking advantage of people. But no, you have this really cool deal, or you like
Yeah.
go find,
Well, it started where I.
get just a little closer to your microphone, dear.
Sorry.
That's okay.
He really is a microphone Nazi over there. Okay, sorry.
I think we
He's
use the
never
term
called-
Nazi just a little loosely.
No, it's pretty accurate.
Okay. So it really started with me just doing this kind of repurposing for my own house and just the decorations that I liked. And then I don't know what happened to me. I think I finally figured out what I want to be when I grow up. And I just, like 41, I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do. I mean, I do have a full-time job, so it's really hard. Sometimes I have to drink energy drinks to get through, but then I'm like sanding furniture at like 4 a.m. Like,
That'll
this
be here
has to
tonight.
get done. I did that the other night. One of the pieces sold, by the way. They broke up the set. And they
But she sold it for like $130.
$30. Yeah, but they took only one of them. I was like really sad. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, it's really fun for me. And all of a sudden I just discovered how much I love doing it. And I've really been like, I watch blogs on it and I'm constantly reading what's the best kind of polyurethane, what's, paint and tools. And I'm one of those people that will like drive past a junk pile and I'm like, stop the car.
I do that too.
Yeah, it's bad.
I mean, just come to my house because I have a whole bunch of shit.
Free junk in the free pile at a garage sale. I'm like, I can make something with that, and I do. That's the thing is like I follow through and like I make the things, and I just love it.
I actually said
so
you guys.
basically you're a hoarder.
No, she's only female.
I was called that recently, and it hurt my soul.
You're not a hoarder.
I don't know.
She's a
Sometimes
collector.
My house, Kyle will be like, maybe one day we can get our house back. Like, can we maybe take some of this stuff to storage? Because I am like working on, so like not too long ago in the living room, I had a giant tarp where I was like sanding and painting something. And then I've got something in the kitchen.
Wasn't he sitting next to you in like one of the pictures?
Oh, perhaps. Yeah. I don't even.
I'm like, oh, nice.
Well, actually,
Yeah,
I
nice
did.
of you to
I,
let Kyle be with you.
I actually brought it over and sat next to him because
okay.
it's like normally we'd be watching TV on the couch together.
I think that's what you said, like
Yeah.
on the picture, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh, I miss him. So I brought my project over
Let me bring my stuff over by you.
Yeah, I'm like,
So I'm sitting there trying to watch like Mindhunter or something, and like
there's,
this
like-
side of me is covered with sawdust.
I was sanding paint, and it's like, you're just covered in white dust. Yeah.
So we were talking about that before. We were talking a little bit about what we do, and I just make babies, and Christine does cool crafty stuff. I was like, I'm really good at making babies. I'm done making babies.
How many babies do you have?
49. 6.
Solid.
But I was furniture. I said, you and Matt should get together. You guys should have a Christine and Matt day where you build stuff. Screw finding furniture on the side of the road. You can just build furniture together and then you can beautify it.
Oh, I would love that.
I was being serious because I was like, actually, that's something you guys have in common. That like, and she said she's very anal about stuff.
I'm a perfectionist.
Very
too.
anal about
Yeah.
stuff. I was like, oh my God, you and hi Matt. I mean Christine.
I actually, guys, think you guys might be in the wrong chairs.
Why?
Well, because I think Meta is the Kyle and Christine is the Matt.
You're fucking kidding me. I mean, she's way nicer than you are.
That would explain why you're attracted to her.
Right.
Oh my gosh,
No,
you're
I
right.
think that's
I
100%.
am Kyle. I take that. Hi.
So we're like the Matt and Kyle.
And we're the Matt and Kyle. I love this. Oh, I have shirts for us now. For next
Yes.
time.
Our bromance is your romance.
So, just to continue on this thing that you find crap, you fix it up, and then you sell it. And
Yes, so I started selling it in a store in St. Cloud. I rent a space. That was a huge risk for me because it's not. I mean, you pay rent on it, and I was like terrified. What if my stuff doesn't sell? And it's funny, every time I have a lot of self-doubt because I will see like a flaw. Like I'm like, oh, that's not going to sell. Nobody's going to want that, And I'm too much of a perfectionist, and I doubt myself all the time. I always feel dumb putting stuff on Facebook. Actually, I do post it because I am proud of it, but I always say to him, I'm like, should I delete that?
But do you doubt yourself, or is that because you don't think it's perfect?
probably that. Well, I doubt myself because it's not, you know what I mean? Because I see the flaws. And so, so it was really scary for me to rent this space. But it actually officially started today.
Oh.
But she let me start taking stuff down in the month of
Oh, I was
August.
gonna say, wasn't there already stuff there?
Yeah,
sold?
so I've sold
I was
quite a
gonna say.
bit. I mean, like I've taken like some
She's
of the
amazing.
Some of the stuff I brought in there has sold within hours, and I'm like, oh, nobody's gonna want this.
So
And
how do you have a store but you're not there? Like,
it's run by the people that rent the booths. You have to work 1 day a week in it, or 1 day a
Like
month.
space.
okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
so it's a big giant space, and then it's sectioned off. And
So it's
you-
like a collaborative
Yeah.
kind of thing?
And
The
so,
lady that runs it, Renee is
Renee,
her name. It's awesome, you know. And,
yeah, I'm really excited about this.
I don't know where she got the idea, but it's a fantastic idea because it's like
Right.
a mall for people that are,
Right.
you know, like all that artsies, you know, all the cool art and people's crafts and
Yeah, all the stuff I do. And I went in there the last 2 times I've gone in, and it's in St. Cloud, and I live in Pequot, so it's an hour and a half drive. So I like load up my car. It's kind of becoming like an all day thing. So I've been usually doing it when he's doing the podcast. So I'll take stuff down and.
that's
But you
not
went
to say that I have
with-
no role because
We talked about your amazing husbandness and your.
We have a new T-shirt for you coming too.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Well, he knows.
indeed.
We talked about how Kyle, here's the thing. I could not do what I do, and I could not be successful at it if I didn't have him. Like, he seriously is so instrumental. Like, I can't lift the things. I can't pick
That
them up.
is actually like one of Kyle's actual only skills, is that he can
Not a
lift
lot
heavy
of
things.
marketable skills.
But it's so...
I carry stuff.
I carry stuff.
I pick up heavy things,
He meets
put them back down.
he meets the other
Sometimes in
soccer
other
moms
places.
to buy things, sell things. He's constantly like, I will tell him at the drop of a hat, I'm like, I need you to go somewhere and pick up a chair out of a dumpster, or I don't know, but you know, and he will, and he'll go and do it. So I really could not be successful if I didn't have him kind of doing all the things that need to be done while I'm working. I mean, I don't know if you've brought stuff down to St. Cloud, but we've talked about it. I mean, like, he is
Well,
just,
together, you guys brought stuff down.
Yeah,
and
but
then
like-
shopped at Hobby Lobby to get one thing,
yeah.
and then it was like
So
Panda
yesterday,
Christine.
Here's.
I love that. I was like
dancing.
Christine.
That was true. I was literally
I loved
walking
you
through
from
this,
that. I mean, I loved you before that, but then I was like, okay,
I was walking through the store like
new
this.
best friend.
I had something tucked under my chin. I'm like, honey, we need a cart. He went and got one. But here's a funny story. So yesterday I spent like 3 hours staging my stuff. Maybe not 3, but it was a really long time. And I love it. It's like therapeutic to go in there, and I'll sit down in one of the chairs and I like look at it and I'm like, nope, and I'll just rejuggle it all. I'm constantly staging. So
Well, you're
Just like
very
she
good
did
at
here.
that.
yeah.
Staging segue. Did you guys already talk about all this stuff?
Wait, but I didn't tell my funny story. Just
Oh,
mention it.
I'm sorry. sweetheart.
That's okay.
Oh my
Just
God, she
shut the
is mad.
Fuck up, Kyle.
Get over it, Kyle. Not everything's a segue. Stop.
No. We can go back there in 2 seconds. But my story is, so I spent all this time in the store, and like as a reward to myself, I'm going to Goodwill after. It's 50% off. I'm going to go to Goodwill. I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby and like empty their clearance
right,
again.
Of
you
course.
know, I get to Hobby Lobby and I open my wallet and it has no debit card and the bank is closed. I was in St. Cloud with no money, you guys. It was horrible.
I went shopping with Meta once
Shut up.
to the dollar store, and I will never go again.
He did tell me he would never go again. I was like, the dollar store's amazing.
Was it the dollar
He
store
also-
or just shopping with you?
Oh no, I mean, we like have similar tastes and stuff, but he's like, oh, what? I'll go, look, babe, it's the same thing. It's on clearance. It's $30. That's $1,000. We're spending the $1,000 because I don't buy stuff on sale and I don't use coupons.
not
And
true.
stop buying me B-Bay certificates because you like to save money. And instead of spending $20 on a $20 gift certificate, you got it for 10. Horrible. Meta, you're a horrible. I mean, I don't know how the business didn't work out, but
Oh, fucking snap.
I
Shots
mean,
fired.
I'm going to go with, I should have been in charge of the money.
Well, I mean, after 39 kids or whatever, you learn to be frugal. you
Yeah,
know?
that is
I mean,
good
it's-
point. My oldest 2 are 20, and they know, like when Herberger's was still open, you could only shop on the yellow dot thing. Like I think my one was traumatized by that. He was like, "Can't I buy something not on clearance?" And I'm like, "No, what? You buy 5 bags of whatever's over there for like $20. We have $7,000 worth of clothes. Now let's go home. Here are your 29 bags out there." One of them's better. One
Speaking
of
of, what was the store?
clothes.
No, what was the store you said? Herberger's.
Oh,
My lovely assistant back there is a Herberger's like close up thing. You know, got her. For
you mean
$20?
the spitballing merch?
My friend.
I had to
Little
cover
known
her
fact
up.
about Matt, he has a like an apartment filled with mannequins.
Yeah.
Which like some people might find
You're
weird,
like,
but
what?
I think it's normal. I mean, a lot of them don't have their heads on, you know, like
Yeah.
it's
They've
just,
got holes
You
in
need
weird
pieces
places.
parts.
right. So
What's weird?
Nothing. I love it.
I mean, what about what's
there's nothing.
There's no
about it.
weird place.
Everybody doesn't have that. Oh, what's weird? Whole places? Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
No such
Oh my
animal.
goodness. Can I just come to every podcast?
That's
This
going
is
to
like-
be a
this is-
solid 9. That's a 9er on that one.
I'll just sit here and laugh at you guys.
Yeah, we do not.
We do that when we watch the
We
video.
don't do a
That's
we don't
true.
we don't do a peanut gallery well. I almost killed Tharg the last time. So, but Kyle wanted to talk about some of the stuff in the background,
Oh, yeah.
and some of it is amazing. I don't know if you guys can see at home, but there's a giant picture of me on the wall that is what Meta gave us me on her on our first date.
I mean, it should have been. I think it was prior to our first date.
Yeah.
You sent me a Facebook friend request, and I was like, "Bam! Here's a giant. Go look outside your door."
That pretty much is exactly how it happened.
Is it a red flag? It's a red flag, isn't it? I love red flags.
You're like, "What? She's totally psychotic." You want to go on date number 1?
What else did you have to say about that?
Oh no, I just you
He
know,
was just impressed with my stage.
yeah, I like the way it came together because I loaded up her car with just an assortment.
He was
of
like throwing things
the
at me as
shit
I was
that-
running out the door.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was
Yes.
spotting more stuff to, you know, but yeah, I just I was like taking stuff and like just loading it up in her car and shit, and I'm like, I don't know what she's gonna do with this,
didn't
and
either.
walk in
No
and it
flowers.
looks amazing.
It does look really, and
Although
this is
that fucking
different.
helmet is, I'm smitten with that lid. That thing's
I
dope.
wish it was
Kyle size.
a triple XL.
Man,
So
me too.
that helmet I made a while ago. My son Peyton got into cosplay. He really wants to go to Comic-Con, and I've always kind of been into making.
Which Galaxy Quest is coming up? We need to consider that. I saw that Dave Bautista is apparently going to be there and stuff. When so when I see a guy like
he's
that,
the
and I'm
guy
like,
who's what's his name?
Drax.
Yeah, Drax. Yeah.
which means like I'm always curious, you know, like ever since my experience with the first Comic-Con that I went to, like I like to see these big guys from that I see in movies and television, and I need to go stand by him just to see how fucking big he is.
Yeah. I think he's.
I think he is a big dude.
Yeah.
So do you think you're smaller than him?
I think I am shorter than he is.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're like the snack size version.
We'll see.
But maybe
Well, I
not.
probably outweigh him, but he's not fat, and I am.
I think he's pretty big, but I mean, you'd be surprised. Like, you know, Sylvester Stallone is a tiny little guy.
Oh, he's totally
Yeah.
tiny.
Yeah, but he doesn't look
Probably
like it.
smaller than you.
Oh, yeah, I think he's shorter than me. I think he's like.
So
I think he's like.
so he's a
I
Matt
think
snack.
I think he's like 3'8", which is weird. Hollywood's amazing.
So the helmet, my son got into doing cosplay, and he wanted to make a Mandalorian helmet, and I was like, yeah, man, let's fucking do it. You know, I'll get some steel. And he's like, no, I want to make it out of this foam. And I was like, why would you want to do that? You know, let's make it from steel. So I started making a steel Mandalorian helmet, gave up on it because it was really fucking hard. And then he
For those of you non-geeks, Mandalorian, think Boba Fett, Jango Fett. That's
everybody
that's
knows what a
Mandalorian
Mandalorian is.
I was going to say, I don't know that they do.
God damn it.
I have no idea what you're talking.
And we actually just talked Clinton. We saw him 40 times this week. And he would like if you guys would explain stuff better for people who don't understand.
Yeah, but see, the thing is you got to know your audience, and our audience is intelligent.
Wow. I mean, we do. You're right.
Shut
Christine
up.
and I do watch it.
That was a
so
shot.
like,
That was a shot at the bow, Clinton. Okay, so
Your helmet.
If you
that
don't know what a
made.
fucking Mandalorian is, yeah, it's Boba Fett was a Mandalorian. but
like a warrior. Like,
I
it's
don't
a-
even know what Boba
race of
Fett
warriors.
is.
okay,
Oh my
it
gosh.
really
Is it
it's a
like
lot
that?
like the Stormtrooper. Let's just call it a Stormtrooper.
This is weird that you guys. I
They
can't
are.
wait.
It's
I can't
almost
wait to rehear
impossible.
your story again.
So my son Peyton tells me he wants to make this helmet, and I was like, so I'm working on it in steel, and it's not working out. And then he starts showing me all of these videos on YouTube of these people who are making this. It's called EV foam, but it's basically puzzle mats. It's shit you
cool.
put on the floor, and for a workout or whatever. And we went hardcore. I mean, we spent hours and hours and hours doing it, and we made a bunch of different things. But that's the dragon helm.
Yeah,
That
if
I
that
made.
thing had bat wings on it, it would be the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I can put back things. But it's funny because I made
The sides almost look like bat wings.
I made a
If you
pretty
look at
cool Mandalorian helmet. It was all fucked up, looked like he'd been in battles and shit. And it was just like sitting in the shop. And Brock came over because he wanted to get this sweeper thing that I had to like clean up the leaves in his yard or whatever. And the jerk was going to give it to his kid for his birthday present. And I was like, it's not a good birthday present, dude.
The sweeper?
Yeah, the sweeper.
Oh, I thought you meant the helmet. I was like,
know.
how did that happen?
No.
Like, what a weird.
No, he wanted the sweeper. So he and Blake come in and I'm
That's a
like,
shitty Brock. That's
shitty
a
gift.
Shitty gift.
Shitty gift.
Thank
And-
God you didn't give it to your wife.
No, he obviously bought her a vacuum. So
Well, he bought someone else a truck, so.
so him and Blake come in and I'm like, hey Blake, how you doing, man? Happy birthday. And he goes, oh, is that a Mandalorian helmet?
Oh no.
And I was like, yeah, dude. And I like, he puts it on and I'm like, happy birthday, buddy.
Aw.
And
Brock was beat the shit out of you.
he was actually, I think he liked it, but so the kid Blake,
your sweeper.
I think he's like 13. I think he just turned 13. I mean, he was just fuck. That was the coolest thing ever. So for the next 2 weeks, Brock just kept snapping pictures of him with it on.
Cute.
But
Would he sleep with it?
he wouldn't take it off. They're sitting at the kitchen table, and
That's
he's
great.
like, "It's a full face helmet. There's no way to
Yeah, I
put
have no
food in your
idea.
mouth. You can't do it."
He's lost 13 pounds.
And he's like, he won't take it off. So, but yeah, it was a good gift. So, but yeah, they're kind of fun. Yeah.
And anyway, this turned out beautifully. She's got skills, and I think you can see all that stuff. We've got we're using a wider angle than we normally do.
That's because we're wider than normal.
Which is like why you can see me and Matt's crotches. You're probably wondering what's with this Goblin King action. That's our actual crotches. Speaking of the Goblin
boy.
King,
Good segue.
you're right. So one of the things I wanted to mention, and I'm sure people have probably already seen this, and any avid Netflix viewers or anyone that just turns on Netflix, the Goblin King, from the 80s. Awesome. That was my, what the hell? What's the show? The Goblin King.
Dark
The
Crystal?
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that made me think of Dark Crystal, which the Age of Resistance, the new Dark Crystal series. Now, for those of you not in the know, Dark Crystal was a Jim Henson production.
Right.
This movie
Fantastic.
was actually it was fucking great and a little bit creepy.
Super creepy. Really dark.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I was not the only one that thought that shit was creepy. But yeah, so that's a comeback, whatever, fucking 30 years later.
Did you watch it?
I have not started it yet.
I watched a
A
little
little
bit of it.
yeah, because
Yeah.
my kids were watching it
And I was
on
like-
Friday.
I have no idea what we're talking
Oh,
about.
it's good.
It's really cool.
I mean, I like it.
It's puppets, Muppets,
And
but
I've been waiting
really
to
cool
start
ones.
that, so that you could check it out with me, because I think you'll
you'll,
enjoy
yeah, I
the
mean,
Gelflings and the Skeksis and
You might want to actually watch The Dark Crystal.
you might want to watch The Dark Crystal, but I don't
Refresh
know.
yourself.
is it necessary though?
I don't know.
She doesn't. It's not necessary. I mean, she'll be fine without it.
I would just watch Dark Crystal anyway because it's a great
Because
fucking
it's
movie.
fucking awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it from like the 80s or something?
Maybe even earlier.
It's I'd say 70s.
I mean, Shelley, just tell us.
Fair enough.
Why don't we have her on an iPod
I want to have her on.
or iPad here?
I know we're kind of jumping around a little bit, and I'm not obsessed with the helmet, but There last night.
I am getting obsessed with the helmet because it's so hard.
When's your birthday, Kyle?
Last night.
This is a 5-gallon bucket.
He just cuts like eye holes out of it.
I've made helmets out of buckets before. It's not that weird.
It's a flesh wound.
Last night I was working at 9th Street, and this is our first away from home podcast.
No, it's not.
Oh, you're right. It's not. We went over to to Red at Night, but that was an on location.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So this is an away from home. So this is our new secret location that we're going to be filming in for a while. But we just wanted to say, or I wanted to say, like how much we really appreciated being able to do it at the 9th Street. It was great.
Well, and when we return home to the 9th Street, we've got to get Rob on the show.
Yeah,
Rob's pumped. He's got ideas, man.
We represented today.
But we did. We actually thanked the Lewises.
Yeah. But last night at 9th Street, some folks that come in there fairly often, Chase and his new lovely bride, Katie, got married last night, and Rob officiated the wedding, and then they all those crazy fools came in and whooped it up, and it was a lot of fun. But Chase is a pretty amazing artist and also does a bunch of cosplay stuff. And it's one of these days I'd like to have him on, and he can show some of his cool stuff. He's got a great studio over at the Franklin Art Center. But the kid, he's like multi-talented. He does all sorts of crazy art, from paintings to like sculptures to the cosplay stuff. But it's pretty cool stuff.
Clinton and Amy have a lot of Chase art in their house from over the years.
Cool. Do you have something?
Hey, does anybody know what MetaCon is? Because that was what was going on this last weekend. And I'm like, why am I not there?
MetaCon.
It's all about me.
Yeah.
What is it? It came up in my
I can't wait to put together a MetaCon cosplay outfit.
Okay. Yes. I can't wait to see this
one. It's so easy.
Right? I'm going to be pregnant with their 9th child.
No, it's easy. All you need to do.
That would be good too.
All you need to do is you need to get some acid, like a mild acid, and just put it in your eyes.
This story will come later on.
No, it's coming right now. Meta, is it true that you put acid in your eyes?
No.
Before our first date?
Oh.
Yes. It is.
Not on purpose. Why would you do that?
Well, because I didn't know it was acid. So, is this where we're going? I think we should let Kyle talk about whatever he was going to talk about. Otherwise, we're going right into this.
No, we're going right into
LSD?
No, that would have that would have been better.
I was going to say, I can understand why a person may want to take hallucinogens before they go on their first date with Matt.
That would have helped.
Like, he was oddly normal, and everything seemed to fit.
First of all, I didn't know I was going on a date. I was invited to eat dinner with someone. There was no date, and if somebody's buying me food, people out watching the podcast, I'm game. Hit me up. Free food. I love food. Better be good though. This food is not that great.
But it's not a date.
It's not a date. I mean, we're just eating at the same place at a table, talking to each other. But so I get a friend request from this guy who I've known for 20 something years, who can't remember who I am. Although Christine can't remember things I said 30 seconds ago. So like, I feel like I'm the elephant here in lots of ways, but because I can remember stuff, aren't there elephants? Like
they have good memories.
So just
I'm going to have to check with Shelly on that.
I can back that up.
You can't remember where you were 2 minutes ago.
But so I get this friend request. We message, I don't know, for quite a while, a couple of hours. And he was like, okay, he still has no clue who I am, but remembers every single person I mention in the thing. And he's like, we have 150 mutual friends. And like my best friends are your friends. And this is weird. And your name sounds familiar and you look semi-familiar, but like, I don't know you. And
Actually,
I was like, dude, we know each other. I went to the Eclectic Cafe.
I don't think I said your name sounded familiar. I said that your name is so odd, you would think I would remember it.
It's definitely, I would not have talked to you. Your name is odd.
Or unique. Like, maybe I said unique.
Batting
Dinner
nothing.
would not have happened.
No. And then he went.
Total lie.
So then when you guys had your little PJ thing, your PJ Love Fest, you talked about your post that you wrote, and it was 4:00 in the morning, and my son had just farted in my face, and he's awesome. And so I got it. No, I wish that would have also been better.
That would have been a good one.
And I actually said that in the non-date. I just almost called it a date. And so I like his post because
At 4 o'clock in the morning.
Everyone, I was the first person to like it. Everyone who's in the post, I'm friends with. So it, that's what popped up, and I was like, oh, this cute story, love. I probably even loved it. And he's like, what are you doing awake?
So some people might not understand what we're talking about, but there was a post that I put on Facebook after PJ made a meal for me special
because
when I
he's
was
Matt
working at
fucking
Night
Taylor.
Street. And what he said if Matt fucking Taylor wants stroganoff, Matt fucking Taylor gets stroganoff, and then he goes and makes me the stroganoff, and it was really good. And I made this post about that experience. But of course, I got done working at 2 o'clock in the morning. So by the time I put it up there, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and instantly, I posted it, and 1 second later, I get the like, and I was like,
creeping.
Either Meta Mandich is fucking stalking me, or bitch is into me. A or B. You know what?
Or maybe
I'm good with either.
And maybe you're
Doesn't
just
matter.
my friend on Facebook, and I knew everyone in the post, and I was like, I want some freaking stroganoff. Okay, whatever.
No,
Read
no,
however
no.
you. Okay, so
I don't
anyway,
think that's it.
then it was all cute stuff, and he tells me that he not drawn to me. What was it?
Compelled.
Oh, that that never in his life. And anyone who's ever went on a date with Matt, so Olive Brainerd, if he ever has used, that he was compelled to talk to you, or any
That
of
means he has an erection.
Wow. Interesting. At 4 o'clock after, I was like, yeah, whatever. But so he said he was compelled, and I was like, oh, I can dig that. This is awesome. I'm weird like that. So yeah.
Actually, we've talked about it since, but I wasn't joking.
I thought you were going to break out your thing and read the messages.
Oh, I totally
was
will if we need to. But we've talked about it afterwards, but I wasn't kidding. I was feeling compelled,
That's why he also friend requested me.
Within my power to control. So I think that there's a small possibility that
You were possessed
Meta-
by a demon.
Well, I actually think it might have been a spell. So I think there's a possibility that Meta Mandich got some of my hair
From 1998, when the Eclectic opened.
because she was there when I still had hair, and somehow made a voodoo doll and cast a spell on me. I'm not sure.
And I was like, hey, 20-something years later, he's going to be freaking...
She waited.
We worked together 20 years ago.
You got to get closer to your mic.
We worked together
See, they're more like...
20 years ago, but we're not attracted to each other 20 years ago, but
I don't even exist on his radar. I must have been
But she was obviously attracted to me the whole time.
I said that I had a crush on you.
Right. Because I was super hot.
But that was wife number one, I think, is when. So I don't try.
And then she got a lock of your hair,
And then she
which
got a lock
she
of my hair.
collected from back then, or she
Saved
snuck
it.
in while you were sleeping and pulled it off your ass.
And I'm younger. I mean, I was quite a bit younger than you then.
Yeah, that's how I like it.
I know. That's what I hear. I'm too old though.
You are. Okay, so I'm compelled. And then
He's compelled, and then
I go and I'm sitting at the restaurant.
No. That's
She's super late.
wow. How did we get to a restaurant? Because we're messaging each other at 4 o'clock in the morning, and
Oh
you
my
were
God.
like,
How
"Hey."
much detail do we got to get into?
Oh
on
no,
this?
we're doing it. And so, Bruiser. And so we. He says, "I think you should eat with me, or we should eat together or something." And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "How about today?" And I was like, "No, maybe sometime." I was like, I look at my schedule. I'm like, Wednesday is the only day I have open, and then a month from now I can do something. He's like, "Yeah, Wednesday will work." I was like, "Oh, wow!" He clearly wants me, because there was no hesitation. I could have said in 5 minutes, and apparently that would, because for someone who's really
In 5
busy,
minutes would have worked.
apparently. So we're going to meet at 6-ish at the 218, and I clarify that it's the 218 because the post that I liked instantaneously was there was confusion between the 218 and the 612.
Gotcha.
So I was making a funny. He didn't get it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's what I'm." Duh. And the 218, I'm like, "Oh yeah," I was making a joke about the post.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Mhm.
This
And so
entire
then-
post will be in the
deleted.
show notes.
Right. So then we're gonna meet there, and I have not worn contacts in 6 months. I cannot see. If anyone has ever gotten to the big giant E on the eye test, I can't see that. So if I
the
don't
one
have
at the top of the chart.
the biggest thing, there's nothing else for us to show. Nothing gets bigger than this. You can't see. And that was in 5th grade, so I can only assume my eyes have gotten worse. So I'm like, I'm gonna wear contacts, because then I have to wear eye makeup because that's the only thing I wear. And I'm like, okay, put my contacts in. Well, my kids make slime, and apparently you take saline solution that mom buys and use all of it, because there was like 5 bottles and then there's none. And I'm like, oh, what's this? Nasal saline for babies? Same freaking thing. Then it glued to my eye, and then I couldn't get my contact out. So not only were they dry and hard, but now they're stuck to my eye like cement. And so I messaged him like, I'm going to be a little late because now I have to try and drive to a gas station to get, I bought Visine until I could see, and then I also grabbed saline. And the ladies at the gas station were like, oh, you look so nice. Why are you crying? And I was like, I'm not crying. Oh, you're high? No, I'm also not high. And I don't have pink eye. And they were like, oh, well, you look really nice. And I was like, okay. I'm like squeezing like bottles of stuff in my thing. So I pull up and I walk in and I see Matt going to the bathroom. And because I know who he is, I don't just like wait like a dumbass. Like, oh, where's this guy I'm supposed to be eating dinner with? And he comes out and I'm already sitting at the table. And I go, okay, so I'm not high. I don't have pink eye.
So she looks like a demon. Like,
they
demon
were
dies.
So bad, and they were like oozing.
Like,
it was. I should not have went, and I
totally was like, now I understand. She's in league
with Lucifer.
And so I said all that stuff, and he goes, "Hi, Meta. I'm Matt. Nice to meet you." And I was like, "Yeah, whatever, dude. Like, we already freaking know. Like, why are you acting like you have no freaking idea? Like, we're past this. That was a cute introduction. Hi, let's be friends. I don't know who you are."
The next thing I said is, do you have attention deficit disorder?
That was like 5 minutes later. You were like, do you have ADD? And I'm like, no, why? What are you talking about? Oh my God, my eyes hurt.
Well, see, I had to ask if it was like when you said acid in your eye.
That's what he was like.
It was like LSD because, that's a.
That is, they put it in their eyes. Yeah. I've never stuck.
And I was going to say, and by they.
You mean you?
Duh. But no, actually, I never tried that.
Oh, okay.
Putting it in my eye. but yeah, so like.
Yeah, he was like, you do know that's not the same thing, as I'm telling him the story. And I was like, what, really? Well, guess what? I didn't think there was that big. And
thanks,
I'm
Dick.
not, that does make me kind of sound stupid. And I'm not saying like I didn't realize there was no difference. I clearly know there was a difference. But why am I putting freaking acid in my kid's nose?
I mean, I'm thinking like nasal spray.
I don't know.
Oh.
Yes,
but
of course there is.
I don't know.
That's
I still
why
have,
you
I still
squirt it
have,
up the nose. That's what it is. It's an acid that eats.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure.
So we're just killing.
Well, we had
like,
an eye test,
hey, baby.
And apparently, it's not great for the eyes.
It was bad. And then I was seriously like, it doesn't matter how good this date goes. I mean, non-date, eating at a table. He's definitely not going to want to hang out with me because, but I mean, I clearly came because I was like, I don't want to go late and I wanted to eat the food. And then the food, all I had was tots.
There's actually a record on video right now of Meta admitting that was a date.
Oh my God, shut up.
We can,
I did admit it later.
We'll make a replay.
But so then we talked. So it was, Matt is nothing but honest. And so I have 6 kids. And he's like, hey, so, I've got 2 kids. And I was like, yep, we already kind of know all this stuff about each other.
She
but let's go through the formalities. And he's like, I'm done raising kids. I'm not interested in raising it. I don't want to help raise anyone's kids. And I was like, let's see. Well, my kids are, 4 out of 6 are still being raised. 1 has lots of raising left. And I went, yeah, my kids have dads. And then he's like, huh, good. I'm like, why did this guy want to eat with me? This is like freaking, he knew I had 90,000 kids. I mean, I don't know, immaculate conception. Maybe he thought they didn't have dads. And like, he just wanted to clarify, like, lady, I kind of don't even want to be here with you at this point. And I said, oh, where do you see yourself in 5 years? He's like, exactly where I am. And I went, huh? And I was like, so if you were dating someone, like, you're not going to live with them? And he's like, no, never living with someone again. I like my own space. If I want to cut wood at 4 o'clock in the morning, like, I just hop out of bed and I cut some wood. And I was like, cool.
That's
I was like, and you don't ever want to get married again? Oh, no. I've been married 9 times. 7 of them were in secret. 2 were real. And 30-year relationship with someone who wasn't even born like 20 years after
So,
me.
Christine, I was going to ask you.
Nope. And then I was like, sweet, I've never been married, been engaged a couple of times. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I think I'd make a good wife at some point, when my kids are no longer like a tax break. And he was like, and we're looking at each other and I was like, these tater tots were not worth this. And I went, you want to go sing some karaoke? And he's like, no. And I went, oh, okay, well, so like we're done because it's been an hour.
I feel like we're going to get fan mail that says, Dear Meta, you're a dick to your boyfriend.
I know, I love it.
Signed, Dirty Guy on the Lake.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious. Dirty girl.
Shit.
And then it had snowed. This is, we had all that snow. So like we were the only people down. There was only like one other table while we were at the 218. And then I said, well, let's just walk or something. He's like, okay, if we start walking. He goes, where are we going? And I was like, nowhere. And he goes, we're not going to O'Neary's, are we? And I was like, no. We're like walking right to O'Neary. Clearly there's nothing. I mean, where are we going? Bremer Bank. Like nothing else is down here. So we go in there and it's Matt, Meta, Nikki was bartending. And then I can't think of the karaoke guy's name. It was us. And Nikki was so excited to see us.
So did you guys sing karaoke then?
Oh my God. It was so much. We each sang, you probably sang 4 songs. I probably did. We sang and Matt is quite like.
Of course I sang karaoke.
It was great. Raspberry Beret. I don't remember. Like that's the only
Including
one
the dance.
He did dance. He was wonderful. And it was and then afterwards.
Do you have video footage of this?
I didn't because I was like the entire time. I'm like, oh my God, I think I love this guy on my non-date. And it was like, seriously, he was so cute. Like, and we smiled and Nikki was like, oh my God, how long have you guys been dating? I was like, we're not dating. I'm like, he didn't even want to come. He hates this shithole bar. My hometown. I was a O'Neary's girl for many, many years. I love Denise and all the O'Neary's people.
I do not hate O'Neary's, for the record. I never said that. I did call it the shit show.
Oh yeah, you did.
But that's a name of affection. It's the shit show.
But it was so much fun. And then we walked out of there and he walked me back to my car and he said, that was
Christine,
so much fun. Oh, I'm not telling any of that stuff. And I was like, yeah, it was fun, right? And yeah, okay. And so then he went on his merry way to go help Aaron close the bar after pushing me into my car.
She kissed my face off.
Your face is still there.
No.
You grinned one.
I left it. Left it on the street.
But it was super cute. And yeah, but he like pushed me into my car. I've never had somebody physically put me into my vehicle. And I wasn't like drunk.
I didn't want to get arrested.
Oh my God.
There
was no one outside. There was a
coming.
blizzard going on. And then then he went back and he told Aaron how much fun it was. And then he didn't want to tell her my name because I don't know. Apparently he has bad, Olive Brainerd, who he has dated, it hasn't worked out with. And so they must hate everyone in Brainerd. And
This is a great idea.
He said, it's Meta. And she's like, oh my God, I love Meta. And I was like, why wouldn't Aaron love me? Like, I try not to be I'm only a bitch to Matt.
When this goes up later, I'm going to be like, Matt, why is it only 20 minutes long?
I know. He already said, he was like, I'm going to edit it all out. But then from that point on, the next day, Matt asked if he could walk over to my house and kiss me on my porch. He was like, I need to see you. And I was like, what? Okay, this is
Because I had a fucking spell cast on me,
Oh my
obviously.
gosh.
Does that even sound like me?
You didn't say
was-
the veranda? Have you not seen the Three Amigos?
Oh, I love the Three Amigos.
We'll take a walk and you can kiss me on the veranda.
But it was so cute.
Lips will
So
be fine.
he was actually at dinner with Aaron. And he said to Aaron, I need to see Meta. And she was like, you need to see Meta? Like, what? Who are you? And he was like, I'm going to message her right now. And he was like, I'm walking over to your house.
I feel like we're making a case right now for the whole spell.
Maybe. I don't know, but it was, I didn't cast it. Because
I
you guys
think
will
you
find out
already
later,
almost admitted
it was Matt in a DMT trip who threw it out into the universe that he wanted to find a Meta. And then...
Maybe.
But so then he walked over and I was like, I've never that's super freaking romantic that he wants to come over. And I said,
Pretty cute.
I go, my house is really messy. He's like, I don't want to come in your house. I just want to come. And it was like,
Don't end the sentence right there.
I just want
Jesus.
to come over and give you a kiss. That was all and then, yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, do I have to put on a snowsuit? Cause it's, 20 below and Matt's full snow outfit and boots. And it took him we don't live that far apart. It took him a really long time to get there.
It was 20 below.
He probably shoveled his way there. He's
Yeah.
civic minded.
No, but then it was fun. And
I was
like,
wearing snowshoes.
and then the next day he was like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, yeah, I have a birthday party with, all those kids you don't want to hang out with. And there's like 9 girls and I'm hiding in a bathroom currently. And he was like, oh yeah, I'll talk to you later. I was like, okay. He's like, unless you want to come over. And I went, yeah, I'm good.
So, actually, to switch gears
Oh
a
my
little
God,
bit. No,
what are
I'm
you
not
doing?
reading
I
your
was like-
messages. I'm not reading your messages.
Because it's only going to look bad for you. But then, I mean, from that point on, like, we don't hang out every day. We hang out, 1 time, 2 times a month. And it's great. Perfect.
So, like, when you're enjoying like DMT, and
I don't know
like,
that you enjoy it.
and you're like exposed to like the universe and all of its workings, you have to be careful when you
What your
just
intentions
throwing
are.
out there like, I'm looking for a metaphysical experience. Like,
I didn't know by saying that. Yeah. That's fun. That was good. But for real, like, so we
need to get like a live drummer, just to like sit in the back just to do that, like every once in a while.
the old
Yeah,
rim
those
shot.
sound things. You press the button.
I want to have a metaphysical experience. That's pretty good.
Well, there, look at. Ta-da.
There's some truth to like very little truth to what Meta said,
but we really did talk about that because you were like, use cast, and I said my life was fantastic. I certainly wasn't thinking I'm going to date some guy who, as I heard from every single person in his life, hates kids, and I was like, weird.
I don't fucking hate kids.
No, and he got like, we waited a really long time. I was going to force him to meet my kids separately, and my kids told me that was
actually
stupid.
no. It was a while. It was a month or
It was over a
so.
month. It was over a month.
And I was like, I think I got to meet your kids. And I met one.
I was like, no,
I met
we can
Corbin.
wait 6 months, and he was like,
and she's like,
Which is, I mean, that's respectable. I mean, in this town, let's face it, like I've, been single in this town, usually like you wake up and there's like a fucking kid jumping on you like, hey, new dad, like.
oh no, for real? Somebody has actually said that to you because ugh.
It was a new joke.
No, I don't think that was a joke. That definitely, I know some girls like that.
but I told Meta, I'm like, I think it's time for me to meet your kids,
So I said one at a time, and he was like,
she's like, no, I'm not ready. I'm like, I'm not. This isn't like I gotta, because I'm starting to like you. And what if I don't like your kids? And then it's not going to work. And I don't want to invest any more time and energy into this unless I actually
Then 3 days
your
we've hung
kids. So we're going to have to make the jump. But I love her
This is
kids.
Sarah, Steven, Landon, and Deal Breaker.
no, in this, you know what? Yes, and that was that's funny because,
But I love Meta's kids.
but they were great, and I
They're
did
great.
say, meeting them all at once, as with any kids, when someone new like comes around, they act totally psychotic. Like, who are these people? Where did you come from? Can I have my weird semi-crazy kids back? Like, not all the, but so then it was my oldest son, Cade, because he goes, why does Matt want to meet us separate? Like, this is Mom, he's weird. And I went, he doesn't want to meet you guys separate. I wanted you. He's like, you're weird. Tell him to come over. He either likes us all like this or he doesn't, like, no. And I went, I don't know. I was like,
That's exactly
I
it.
don't know if we should be seeing. He's like, you guys have already been dating. I told you on date number 3, like, this is your boyfriend. And I was like, we're not even going on dates. And he's like, I've watched the kids 3 times now. This is a date. Date number 3. He's like, I'm counting. I'm like, well, I'm glad you can count. Yeah. And then he actually brought Peyton over. And I was like, oh,
Not on the very first one.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes. Whatever. Brought Peyton over and I was like, all the kids, this is going to be like a crazy experience. The kids never acted it. Like, seriously, Matt came in the first time and they're like, hey, all of them. And he's like, hey. And I went, what the hell's going on here? Like, you didn't even phase them. It was like, you're me on your radar.
Listening to this story, it's making me wonder. I don't remember anything about you meeting my kids. Do you remember?
They
I
said,
drank a lot
hey,
then,
Dad.
so no.
Hey, new Dad.
They're all jumping on him.
No, Kyle wouldn't date me for a long time. He was like,
Just a ditch close to your
oh my
microphone,
God,
my dear.
I'm just going to.
Eat it.
I'm
Pull it
hungry.
closer.
Anyway, no, that wasn't me because, no, Kyle wasn't interested.
I was not
That's a
going to
story,
date for
though.
a while.
I mean, like, we're jumping to the end of the story.
Yeah,
To the middle.
like
It'd be weird if that was
we
the
met
end.
each other a long time ago, and then we met back up because her younger brother Dave, is like I just met him separately, like at the gym and stuff, and we became friends. And he bounced for me out at Zorba's there, and then he's like, "My sister knows you," to which I usually like.
What's your sister?
Your sister's
name?
a liar. But, so
I thought you meant met because of Crying Matt or whatever his name was.
Oh. I'm still,
We'll put a pin in it.
yeah, that's
You
no,
can't
that's
co-opt my phrases, goddammit.
no. It was she got the name
Jesus
wrong.
fucking Christ.
So no, I mean if we're gonna just jump into our story, okay, back it up a little. How am I? Am I good? Is my
Sounds
mouth
good.
to microphone ratio okay for you?
You're okay. Don't worry, I'll tell
She's
you.
so cute.
I know. No, I was single for a long time. I had moved here, and my brother, he used to tell me like, "Oh, I know this guy. Like, you would just be great with him." And I was like, "Oh, he's like, his neck is this big," and I was like, "That is a selling point." I'm like, "Show me this man." So
Show me that neck.
Yeah. So, and this is a true story. So anyway, so I was kind of interested, and he, I'm trying to remember. He was like, I'll set you up on a date. And I was like, okay, we'll do this. He showed me him on Facebook. And then the more I looked at him on Facebook, I'm like, I know this guy. Like something is familiar. So I started going through his pictures and I'm like, yes, we worked together when we were like 20, 25. Anyway, so I messaged him on Facebook and I was like, is this you? And, did we work together? And he was like, oh yeah. And you said in that message, like, oh, I should have paid more attention to you back then. And so
you turned into a butterfly.
yeah. So, anyway, so
Look how nice they're so nice to each other.
Wow, it's fucking weird.
well, at that point I was like, and then I realized he lived in the building across from me, and
This is where Crying Matt comes in.
well, no, not
Is that his
Matt.
name?
No,
Oh.
no.
I just
You
Matt
just
works.
assumed if he was crying, his name was Matt.
True story.
Well,
Anybody
anyway,
that watches the show.
But I was outside talking to someone, and he and I saw him up on the balcony, and I was like,
You saw Kyle on
I
the
saw
balcony.
Kyle, and while I was outside talking to someone else, and I was like staring at him, and I could tell he could tell someone was staring at him, and I'm like, oh, he's cute. And anyway, so I messaged him, and I'm like, if there was somebody like staring at you in the parking lot today, like a super creep, it was me. But I was like, I thought it was you, and you look familiar. We realized we like lived in the buildings next to each other, and he's like, yeah, if I have a Super Bowl party ever, I'll invite you over. And I was like, oh yeah, awesome. Never did. But
Never had that part.
I was going to
Yeah,
say
I
there
know.
probably was no party.
I know that now. So anyway, fast forward, nothing is happening. My brother is just dropping the ball. And so I'm like, what is going on with this guy with the giant neck? And I was like, okay, come on. Anyway, he's like, he's back together with his ex, like, leave it alone. And I was like, deflated, was sad. I was like, okay. But I mean, I respect that, and I went my own way. Well, like, fast forward another like year or so, I started to see him downtown. Not that I went out very often. Again, I didn't drink at that time either.
So she was stalking him.
Maybe. No, but it was just a coincidence that we just kind of kept ending up in the same places together. And
It was just a coincidence that
Yeah.
I followed him from his apartment.
That I don't drink and I was at the bar every night.
just waiting.
That Kyle was there.
I'm
Just
coincidentally going through your garbage.
But I was like, man, I was convinced at this point that he was single, but I wasn't sure. And I certainly am very, very passionate about, like, I would never have even like said hi if I thought he was with somebody. So, but I'm like, I'm pretty confident. I'd seen him out a couple times. And then one time he said, he saw me and he was like, you look really nice tonight. He did one of these and then bye. And I was like, oh, like now I'm like, oh, he might like me. And so, yeah. So anyway, like the next weekend I saw him out at Shep's, and I was sitting at the bar with a friend of mine, and I'm like, he's down at the end of the bar. Like, oh my God, I want to go talk to him, but I'm scared. And this guy that we were with a group, and he was like, oh my God, you're so annoying. Go talk to him. And I was like, okay, I'm going to pretend to go to the bathroom.
I loved that story. Like, just go to the bathroom.
I'm like, I'm going to pretend to go to the bathroom just so I can cross paths with him. Anyway, so I did, and he went out to smoke by the time I got down there. And I was like, oh my God, my opportunity is lost forever.
I have to wait in the bathroom.
Yeah. But my friend got there at this
If I
point.
wait too long, he's going to think I was taking a shit.
Everybody poops, Kyle.
No, not me. If you know anything, I'm anti that. Anyway, we don't even talk about that in my house. Well, he does. But anyway, so it's true.
I like poop. I mean,
No.
Healthy.
So he, my friend happened to get there at this point, and she was talking to his friend, and I was like, oh my God. Oh, like I got to stay at the end of the bar waiting for him to come back in.
I don't have to make up an excuse to talk to him.
I got to stand there, and he came back in, and then we talked for hours, to the point where like he was there with his football reunion, and they all like were doing their own thing, and my friends were doing our own thing, and we talked for hours, and I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. We are gonna live happily ever after. And
see, not psycho. Look at
I
them.
am-
I'm with you
I'm
though. Like,
reserving
oh.
judgment.
I was smitten with this man, and we just had the greatest time. And then he's like starting to gear up for like, I'm like, oh, he's gonna ask me out. What do I
So
do?
did you get the giant picture of him made then, or was it later?
It was already made. So
She's like way above my level. Way above.
no. So here we are. We're in this moment, and it has built up, and now he's gonna ask me out, and he puts his hand on me, and he's like, okay. So, and I'm like, just waiting for it. I'm like, we're gonna live happily ever after.
He's gonna
and
ask
he's
me to
like,
marry him right now.
Yeah. You know what he said? Yeah. So like, I really like you and everything, and you're great, but like, I'm like doing this thing where I'm like working on myself in life, and I'm like, I'm not dating, and so if I was, I would totally ask you out, but
I'd hit that.
But then I was like, yeah, me too, right? Totally. I'm single. I've been single. I was married, and then so yeah, totally. I'm
She
with you.
respected it 100%
Yeah, you guys were on
for
the same.
10 minutes.
Yes, but he kissed me at the end of the night.
What? Wait a
it was
minute.
it wasn't like a makeout. It wasn't
left out of our farm to fork night.
Yeah, I didn't say that part. Both faces were intact. It was in chaps, and I was super embarrassed. I went like this, like I don't want anybody to see that I kissed a boy in the bar. So
I wonder what they thought you guys were doing.
they couldn't.
We're
see
whispering to each other's mouths.
He's just looking really closely to see if she had an acid in her eye.
Or you were looking. She doesn't like stuff stuck in her teeth.
Yeah. Cute pictures.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got pictures of me. Anything in there?
It was cute.
So then I'm like, okay, you just kissed me on the mouth. There's a chance. And so I had asked him, I was, I guess, the pursuer in this relationship, but I just, when you talked about though being compelled, like I can relate to that so much, because like with him, I was like,
Kyle.
there's something about this man.
Back when they worked at FitQuest.
Are you responsible
it
for the
back then?
spell on me?
Yeah, that totally went awry because you were supposed to fall for me.
Thanks, Kyle. I
Completely
appreciate
makes
it.
sense. Completely makes sense.
But anyway, so, there were several opportunities where I was like, hey, on Facebook Messenger, how you doing? And I'd be like, you want to hang out or whatever. And he'd be like, no. He would say no, and okay. And then, but time went on, and
She would go to work too, and she'd be like, "Hey, Kyle didn't message me."
Oh yeah, my friends, my coworkers, I think hated me in this period, because I'd be like, okay, he sent me this message, but this, wouldn't
says
you
hi.
think that I think he likes me? He's into this,
It
but
says
then he
hello.
like says no, and I'm like, I'm so confused. Yeah, I drove everybody crazy. He doesn't like me. And so then he had messaged, but he would always message me. Like he'd let time go by, but then I'm like,
Because he has to reel you back in.
well, that's what he said. He says, I have a calendar. It's marked on there when I need to message you and reel you back in. When I told you this story,
That was not a joke.
you did almost fall to the ground. And do you remember me telling you this story?
We're going to get to the night that you got fired
Oh,
from being our caretaker in a little bit.
yeah, but you,
Just because he fell to the ground doesn't necessarily have anything to do with your story.
this is true.
And he doesn't remember it, but I did. As soon as you guys talked about that, I messaged him right away with that, but he had no clue what it meant when he read it. So
Oh my goodness. Wow. So you thought that was hilarious, and you were like, please find that message. I want to tell you, I spent an hour and a half. Now, Kyle and I we were talking about this before, how we only talk on Facebook Messenger, which is weird, but whatever.
Even to this day?
Yes,
Yeah.
to this
That's
day.
fucking weird.
I know,
That's
we said
the
this.
only way that we
That's
talk.
what we talked about it earlier.
We are
People are like, what's your wife's phone number? And I'm like,
we talked about this, yeah.
I was like, Matt's, I don't think he has my phone number, and he's definitely never called. We've never talked on the phone.
I do have your number, but I think I've only text messaged you one time.
Maybe. I don't
And it was because you're ignoring me. But
Yeah, we only talk through Facebook Messenger.
But did
I forget
you,
what I was
you know,
saying,
you
though.
can hit, like, if you could remember a word from that if you hit calendar, it would bring up every message that only says calendar.
No. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. I do it specifically all the time when I want to bring up something that he said.
An hour
she
and
wants
a
to
half.
throw something in your face that you said before.
That would have saved me so much time.
Or when I want to read
Comes
through our
up
fabulous
fairly
message.
often.
That I can't believe that every woman doesn't know that. You know, like that's a woman utility
For
thing.
real.
Like,
So you can. I mean, you can
just
look it
a
up
word
later.
search here.
I'm
Look what
gonna.
you said.
So I spent an hour and a half, and I only got back through to like October of 2018. After an hour and a half of scrolling through messages. So I tried to find that. You really wanted that message proof where he said that, because you thought that was the funniest thing you've ever heard, and I could not find it.
But we actually asked Kyle that night, did you, and you were like, yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
I did that. And I was like, damn, Gina,
Mm-hmm.
That is like maybe the most player play thing I have ever
it was
heard.
great. And I was like, I
Oh.
love that he owned it.
He kept
I
me
just
guessing for
I'm not organized, so it helps to write things
I
down.
haven't
Keep a
talked to
calendar,
Christine.
stuff
I haven't
like
said
that.
anything to her, and she's given up.
The day,
babe.
I kid you not, the day I decided, and I told my sister, I'm like, that's it, I'm done. Like, I'm done trying to guess, because he would say little cute things to like make me think he was interested, and then he would message me back after like a week. And I'm like, so I think he is. And I was so confused, and I was just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with this guy. And I'm like, I give up, I'm done. I'm just like, I'm done caring, I'm done like wanting to understand what this working on himself thing was, but yet messaging me, I didn't get it.
I told you it was
The day-
he was hitting and quitting, working on himself.
Oh yeah.
And you didn't. I don't think you. Maybe you still don't understand.
She's kidding.
I was talking bro code.
Well, I didn't know what was going on, and I was just like,
Okay.
whatever, I give up. So the day, I kid you not, the day I was like, I'm done, I had just, like, I was deleting things on my phone. I'm like, I'm done. I don't even want to look at them anymore, because
You deleted messages.
no, I don't think I did, because he messaged me that day and was like, what can I do to convince you to come over and watch a movie with me?
And
I was
and you were already at his house.
I was like, I'm at your front door. Like, no. So
What's that on the roof? Did you just rappel onto my deck?
I love that.
I've been camping out back.
so that
What's with the night vision goggles? That's hot.
Yeah. No, anyway, so we ended up, we hung out, and I don't think a day went by where we didn't hang out from that point.
That's
and
what you had said, and I was like, "That's
we
so
were
fucking cute."
Instantly. I mean, we talk about it all the time, about how like 20-year-old versions of ourselves, and even
You said you weren't even
versions of
you
ourselves.
weren't even interested in him when you were 20. You were
No.
just like, whatever. He's my
He
coworker.
was nice.
Right.
I really liked him. He was great,
Right.
but I wasn't like attracted to him.
He
like
didn't
I
have
am
the
now.
neck yet.
I didn't have
He had a pretty good neck at 20.
I didn't have a crush on him like I do now. It's funny. Like to this day, I'm like, yes, we've been married. People, and Kyle talked about that on a recent podcast about how people are like, oh, you're just newlyweds. And I'm like, no, I just have a crush on him because he's perfect.
As you should. Like that's
yes,
part of.
it has not. I mean, like we've lived together. Yes,
I
we'll
have
be
a crush
married,
on Matt. You just can't tell.
but we've been married.
Meta's a lot like that. Like when you're like, I don't know, 6th grade. You know, when you're when you're mean to the boys.
They like it.
I was just thinking, I wish I had a copy of like the messages back and forth between her and her brother, or like phone conversation or whatever it was, you know, like whenever you guys talked about me and stuff, you know, like.
I think we sent him a picture.
Christine's like, does he have a big fat neck? And he's like, no. Wait, did you say neck? Yes.
So
Oh.
I want to jump in on this story. So I did
But
that.
I love that. And
I
then
did
you're
that
like, we were
magical thing
inseparable.
that
we were.
Meta was talking about, and
That I
went,
showed him
yeah,
100 times
Yeah.
because he still couldn't figure it out.
okay,
And then he's your tech person. Like, that blows my freaking mind. I don't know how to work our video camera.
Well, have you met me? I mean, damn.
Yeah, you put together your whole website. It was amazing. I love it. Thank you.
There was that.
So I typed in married into the search.
Shut the fuck up.
Of
our things?
no.
Oh my God. I was like, 'cause I don't know that word has ever even come. I'm like, now he's making shit up. Like,
I was waiting for the Roadrunner cloud of dust and shit like that. Where did Meta go?
And Kyle in my
we've
messages.
already read this one.
Thank you.
And I loved it. I love that I've already got to hear all of these stories.
Yeah, I don't even know
And
what this is.
I had not like
You probably haven't heard.
talked to Kyle in on Facebook. It was 2 years difference, you know. So we'd run in but the only time Kyle and I would ever like see each other is when we'd run into each other randomly, and then we would have the time of our lives, and then we would like, you know, there would usually be pictures that I'd get tagged in, and then we would move on.
Don't take me, bro.
Don't take me. So out of the blue, on March 27th of 2018, I get this message from Kyle. The time has come, my friend, for me to call on you and your Jedi powers. I'm going to get married next fall, and I would be honored if you would perform a very short ceremony. I know how much I hate doing these. I don't think I've married anyone since Chad and... Oh, I just thumbs downed it. God damn it.
He does this all the time. That's okay. Kyle always thumbs down everything that him and I write
I
to each
don't
other.
know
So I'm
why
like,
the hose even fucking pop
you guys
up.
must
I
have the
don't
same
even-
size thumb.
Yeah. Oddly
He does
enough,
that
it's like
too.
the only thing that is the same size on us. I know how much I hate doing these things. I don't think I've married anyone since Chad Cooper and Cassandra.
We were both, Matt and I are both like, we both got legally ordained, and like I've done, you know, I did Chad and Cassandra's wedding. That was, I think, the last one that I did. Chad Cooper, the Coopers, love them, love you guys if you watch the show.
Yeah, he didn't really mean that he hated doing it. So
I hate doing
if you
weddings. I hate
decline,
doing them.
I completely understand. That being said, you are the only person I have considered, let alone spoke to about this. And I said, wow, married. You know that's a custom for mortal men. Of course I do. Or of course you do. I would be honored to officiate. And he says, I actually hope to pass myself off as mortal, walk among them and all of that. Thank you. We will have, this is still Kyle. Thank you. We'll have to get together soon and call it wedding planning, meaning let's go get drunk.
What?
We're looking at October 20, at the 20th of October. And I said, awesome. Fall's a nice nice time to tie the knot, which is interesting because I must have already had that planted in my head. It has all the death symbolism. And then I said, who is this Delilah? And he said, Christine. And he sent me some pictures of you guys together. Really cute ones too.
Yeah, they weren't inappropriate. I asked to see them.
They don't exist.
That you know
Christine,
of.
an import from the Boston area. She went to high school here, then moved back to Boston and back here, etc. And she is the genius behind this. And he sends me a picture of Kyle riding a stallion in the guise of Napoleon
picture.
with his fucking face cut in there. It's brilliant. And I said, "Oh, she's one of us.
But I'm not.
I get it now."
Yeah, do you hear this? She scammed him.
Maybe I'm the one.
That's just the way
doing
it
the
works.
spells.
Oh my gosh.
It was like the cutest thing, though, and it was an honor to be asked to marry you guys. But I just remembered that message, and it was such a one of the things that, and I know that we could call this the mutual masturbation club. But one of the things I've always admired about Kyle is, though he can be so funny and he can be so flippant, he also can be like ridiculously sincere, and his sincerity just always strikes me, and like that kind of thing when he just asks real straight up,
Yeah.
that's cute.
Yeah, once he realized how awesome I was and got over what he was going through.
Once he had found himself.
Yes. It was like we were engaged and married. Actually, from that night when he kissed me in Sheps like this, that it was exactly 1 year and 2 days later. So it was October 18th in Sheps, and then October 20th.
Because you guys moved in when?
We moved it. So that first night happened in October. I think we were engaged in January, like 3 months I think had gone by. And then we moved in April. And then we got married in October. But I think
when you know, you know.
When you know, we said that. When you know, you know. I mean, we were just like, there is zero doubt.
Well, I mean, that's what I loved when you're like, yes, I went to watch a movie, and then we just never, we were just together from that point on.
Well, I think she let me pick the movie, so I'm guessing I naturally
movie was
selected. I don't even know.
I don't know.
It would have been it would have been one of my.
They were
nerd
watching
movies.
it very intently.
And she pretended to like it, so I'm like, okay, cool.
No,
You
we
passed
did
the
watch
test.
it. I do know that. And there was
And you hated it?
he never lets
Was
me
it-
pick
she
the movie.
totally did
Was it
not.
Ragnarok?
I don't know. I don't know. It was some boy movie. He only lets us watch boy movies, you guys. He does never. I never get to pick the movie. Once ever did I get to pick a movie, and we watch movies all the
It
time.
was the worst night of my life.
Congratulations.
You watched The Notebook?
I've done.
Oh my God, I still have never seen that.
Oh.
And I'm not going we're not ever watching The Notebook.
Fuck, I would be like you say like I would put myself through that again. No, thank you.
We've got a couple of notebook stories.
Yeah, we
Next
do.
episode, we're gonna have play. I got
Oh,
like
nice.
an audio clip, and then Amanda,
Schwarzkopf?
Nault.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She sent us one.
Oh, cool. I didn't. She sent it to you.
Yeah,
Because she had said on your thing, like, I've got one. Or like sending now or whatever she said, yeah.
So, we have anything else we want to talk about? How great Kyle is on that one?
I was telling Meta earlier, like I could talk for hours
Yeah, I
about,
noticed
about how great Kyle is, but that's just because
That's what we have in common.
I was gonna say,
'cause
but that's
I too can talk
about
what-
yourself?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But you guys are so cute, like the pictures that I took at the thing.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, take a picture, and you guys are not ready for it, because
Yeah.
you're looking at each other because you love each other so much. And I'm
Well,
like,
he was picking shit out of her teeth.
no, this
come
was
on
later.
now. That was
You don't remember.
Those I
He
thought
did
those
not.
pictures
you were
were super
you were
cute.
over on a
He's like,
corner
yeah, do you have a
yelling
little
my
something
name
over in
because like
this
that's
area?
gonna make me come over by you.
Oh, well, that was a little later in the night.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So Christine was like, "Will you take a picture of us?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I'm waiting for them to like do it, and I was like, look how in love they are, and they're like so freaking cute, and it was the best picture.
yeah. I just set that as my profile picture.
Which I was about to the night before, but I'm like, because I'm a Facebook attention whore, I got the picture all ready to go, but it was like
More her
late
than
It
you?
was like late at night, and I'm like, this is not prime Facebook time.
You're
I need
not
to
going to
post
get
it
enough
when-
likes. I know.
I don't think like that. I actually always am it's funny. I'm very nervous to put things on Facebook. I try not to. I'm like kind of the opposite on that thing. I'm always like, oh, I put too much, or I'm telling too much, or
So you're not a face hooker?
No, a face hooker? No. Not.
I like read up on like when are the best times to post stuff on Facebook, to get the most.
And I'm always like
engagement and stuff.
holding back. Yeah, that's funny.
You can schedule your posts, right?
I did not know
I
that.
have no idea.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Wait, you're kidding.
No, you can
Oh,
schedule
I
your
was
posts.
like,
You can
I said, "Are you kidding?" You said yes, so I was confused.
No, you can like at whatever. You can go in and you can tell Facebook. You can be like, post now or post at 2:00 tomorrow.
Never
afternoon.
seen that
Yeah.
ever.
Wow.
I wonder if
You
it's
might
on
only be
a-
able to do it on a PC. I don't know
Yeah.
if you can actually
Oh.
do it on your phone.
I was going to say the mobile version, probably not.
Meta Mandich, what is up with this pad splash thing that you're always going
Shut
on
up.
about?
The Brainerd Splash Pad project?
Pad splash, I thought it was called.
Yeah, the pad splash.
Okay,
That's
well-
exactly what it is.
So, if those of you don't
Does
know,
anybody even wear those things anymore?
Only when they have babies.
Meta's deeply involved in this making a lake in Gregory Park. So please explain.
It's actually not a lake. There's no standing water.
So
It's water, PJ.
okay, I just have one
So,
question.
my
Will there
friend
be a
Emily-
lifeguard on duty?
No, because there's no need for a lifeguard. There's no drowning. My
It's
friend
just
Emily
concrete.
Noble and I have been raising money now for it was just our 3 years. No, it was just 3 years that we got Gregory Park as our lockdown spot. So we were like, we're going to have this splash pad. And we went to a city council meeting and they were like, heck yeah, ladies, high five, raise the money. And we were looking for $400,000 because it's more expensive than you think it is. And then we made a Facebook page that said Gregory Park Splash Pad, and then 3,000 people within like 12 hours were liking our page, and the city council and park board and everyone else was like, who the hell do you think you are telling us you're putting something in Gregory Park? It's not how this works. So it took us a year of hanging out with park board members and everyone to lock down Gregory Park, because the community has to have a say in that. And you don't just get to say what you're going to do or where you're putting stuff, because that's not how it works. So I know way more about lots of stuff that I don't need to know. But we dropped our price down. We were going to put new bathrooms in. Gregory Park's new bathrooms are almost done, and Meta and Emily did not have to raise the funds for that.
Oh.
So that dropped our thing
I was
down.
wondering if that was you guys.
No, but so yeah, we have like 80 grand right now. Deerwood put their splash pad in this year. They had only raised, I think their total amount they needed was 124, and they got like a grant for 50,000 of it. So like and they did 10 years of fundraising. So we raised more money in 2 years than they had in 10, but we're going for a bigger pad. But so yeah, if you want to donate, we have a Facebook page.
So I was really like, you worked pretty involved.
Matt made me a water tower, and
Oh.
it sold for what, $475 or something? I don't know. A lot of money.
I don't count it because your stepdad bought it, but I'm not. Whoops. He doesn't watch it.
He my mom does.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. They don't care, but like there was some crazy bidding going on for that. Like I was getting Facebook messages for it.
Okay.
And he kept coming back, and my mom's like, he really wants this. I
Okay.
went, okay.
I know that the people out there have no idea what the fuck we're talking about, because Kyle
If you
is
follow
looking
the
like,
if you
I have
follow-
no idea what
if
you're
you follow
talking
the
about.
Brainerd Splash Pad page, you would know we do fundraisers. We did a fundraiser at the Burn, and there was silent auction items, and our highlighted item was this handmade Brainerd water tower, which Matt can't stand the Brainerd water tower.
Hey,
so when
now.
I jokingly said I would like a water tower made, he was like, pfft. And then the next day he's like, so I started that water tower you
Okay.
wanted.
So
That's a true story.
it is pretty much. But I every year I carve a chainsaw bear, and I do it as a whatever you call it, a silent auction item for the Salvation Army. Whatever. And Carol.
It's actually
over
for the bowling. The bowlathon is where they do their. It is. You're right. It is for the Salvation Army, but they sell it.
Honestly, I don't know anything other than the fact that Carol over at the Salvation Army every year hits me up for another bear, and I like doing it. It's fun, and I carve it. And the one I made last year sold for a lot of money.
It was the highest.
That was the high. It made
thing
right.
this year.
And I used to carve a bunch of them, and they're pretty. I think they're just ugly, and I don't like them. But so after I did that, Meta and I were together, and she was saying,
That's nice.
"You can show the people at home."
You can show them.
Oh, you're gonna make me cut it in then? Okay, whatever. So I
Handmade windows.
so then Meta's like, hey, we're gonna do this fundraiser at the Burn. Do you wanna make something for our fundraiser? I mean, you did it for Salvation Army, and I was like, I don't want to make another fucking bear.
I said make a
one
mushroom
year.
because then I'll buy it.
And then, yeah, you did say it, make a mushroom, carve a mushroom. And I said, I don't know, whatever. And then she said, well, why don't you carve a water tower? And I was like, I can't carve a fucking water tower. Like, they're the hard. It's
you're
the
right.
hardest
I
thing.
did say carve a.
It's the hardest thing to do. It's symmetrical. One time, a long time ago, I tried to carve a lighthouse, and it was a disaster. And I was just like, ugh. So anyway, then I slept on it and was like, I might not be able to carve a water tower, but I bet I could build one. And so then I went down this huge rabbit hole and ended up making it, and it turned out good.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
good job, great.
It
Yeah.
seriously is so nice.
So if it raised $500, and I had gotten the money for it, I would have at least made $1 an hour. So
it
It
was
was-
ridiculous. And then he
it
was
was
like almost done
ridiculous.
with it, and he was like, yeah, so I don't like the top of it. And I was like, it's fine. He's like, no. Too late. I've already ripped the top off
I
and
would've
started
done the
making a
same
new
thing.
one. And I was like, what in the hell? Dude, this fundraiser's in like 4 days. I
was-
can't go there with nothing.
I was literally finishing it, because we had plans to go out, do something.
And I canceled.
And you canceled on me. It's the only time I think that you've ever canceled on me.
It is the
and
only
I was
time.
like, thank God, because I really need to finish this fucking water tower. So So
it was
I
great.
plugged through, but yeah, it was fun.
And then everybody wanted him to make them water towers. Dave Badeau wanted, well, and he did. He made it out of a garbage can, and it was great. So not quite a bucket, but yeah. So Brainerd Splash Pad, we've been doing it 3 years. Our fiscal partner was the Initiative Foundation. Now it is Brainerd Community Action. So then they don't take any of our money, which is nice. And the Initiative Foundation took a little bit, which is okay. I was never okay with that because I'm like, no, you're just holding our money. Like nobody, you do nothing with it.
So I like made the water tower or whatever, but I still didn't know what the fuck a splash pad was, right? So because
didn't you watch a video or something? And then you were like, wow, cool.
I finally went on your Facebook thing and was like, oh, this thing is fucking cool. Mm-hmm. It's really cool. You don't know what it is, do you?
I have no idea.
I know, because I was looking at your face and you're like,
you'll have to go. You'll have to go
about?
on the Brainerd Splash Pad page later.
But I'm easy to read.
Basically,
famously easy to read.
It's a area that is got a little bit of water in it. You explain what the fuck.
There's no
it
water.
Is. Yeah, there is.
It's concrete.
It's
It's
concrete.
Well, it has
Kids
like
playing it, and it's 100%.
That's what it is. Yeah,
It's
pretty
like
much.
sprinklers.
It's
They're
sprinklers.
essentially that's what
concrete.
we would say that. So that's how we used to describe it. Is it's like a sprinkler system, except for that there's like it could have a giant water or like a pedal or something.
If you think of like going to like the Three Bears Lodge or whatever, and you know how they have those like things where kids can go down the slide, but then they have the bucket
The
that
dump
tips
bucket,
out the
yeah.
water.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but like just on concrete. There's no pool, but it's all sorts of fun things. What?
Micro.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I talk with my hands. I need space.
But so that's what it. I mean, that's
an
essentially.
Italian thing.
So it's like 2,000 square feet. It's not huge. In fact, a lot of the older north side neighbors were against it. I mean, we had. I've never been to so many meetings in my entire life, and I work for a school district, so I go to a lot of meetings. Just for the splash pad, I would over 100 meetings in like the first 2 years.
Wow.
We need to start the Ironborn Get Shit Done agency to
Right.
cut down on the number of meetings people
And so
need to attend to.
so like I have lots of kids and jobs, and Emily also has twins and another kid and jobs. So we're just like two moms out here trying to make our community better. Like we're the RBC fundraisers, which is rebuilding Brainerd's community. We have like our little website and our cards. And then it also, if you're from Brainerd, it's also remembering Bonnie Cumberland because she was our teacher and was awesome and like all about community and all about kids. And we're like, hey, even if this gets built 10 years from now and our kids are probably not using it, it's still making our community better. And then we're going to go on to another project. And so like, that's kind of our plan. But my goal is next year we'll have the money. We're doing a dinner. Sage is partnering with us. They've partnered with us on a couple of things at what's their building called? The Rumbly Hall.
Rumbly Hall.
So we're doing a dinner this fall, and it will be $40 a ticket or something. And we might need celebrity bartenders. And
You could ask Rob Lewis.
I was thinking Dave Bedell, whatever.
oh, Dave, no, thanks.
Well, I would like to just
I
put
was saying
this
that
thing
to
up
Dave.
about Dave. So the thing about the water tower deal is that, so I make this water tower for Meta, and then David O comes to me.
He's on the water tower
and he's on the water tower. And now I gotta say
committee.
that I fucking hate the water tower. I think
I was going to say that was not a fake thing. Like that's
no, I fucking don't. I think
real
it's
news.
the stupidest thing in the world to put money into. It doesn't hold water.
Unless we can go in it. Like
It's
there are
got
videos from
no-
being inside of it. Like
Yeah, but
I'd pay $10 to go walk up in there and like check
I
it
would.
out.
I
If
am
it's not going to crumble and kill us.
Totally fine with that idea. But then somebody should buy the goddamn thing, rehab it, and then you make it do it as a business. But
I think $3 million.
Well, if it's
seems
just a tower,
crazy.
I feel like we should be able to like pour boiling oil off of it onto people or whatever. It should be like defensible.
yeah,
But
Which means we need a moat, we need a wall.
Right.
So like
Defenses.
people
Ceiling
question why when we were trying to raise $400,000, they were like, no, we'll give you sprinklers and like put them in the ground there, and there you go. There's $80 and we've made your splash pad. And I was like, awesome. Like that's not how this works. And you have to have concrete. And like the reason Gregory Park worked is because they already have water going to the fountain, which now has been redone, and no trees are coming down, nothing. If you're looking at the pie pieces of Gregory Park, and here's the beautiful fountain, we're in the next pie slice right in front of like where the trees are. And then you could look at your other kids who hate water, who are playing at the tree or the playground. But yeah, there's no workers. Brainerd will own it. Parks and Rec will take care of it. Like all of that background stuff has already been taken care of. Like the city's like, we will own it. We just don't have any money for you.
So
Good luck.
Can we get back to my hate for the water tower?
No.
So I hate the fucking water tower. I feel like it's a complete waste of money to put any money into it, and the goddamn thing is falling down. and Dave Badeau is on the water tower committee. And then I make this fucking water tower for the splash pad thing. And now the next thing, I'm the fucking water tower guy. So he's like, hey, I am going to the 4th of July and I need a water tower costume. And I was like, you're an idiot. And he's like, well, you're the only person I know who could just make me a water tower costume. Can you make me a water tower costume? And I was like, fuck, fine, I'll make you a fucking water tower costume. And then I forgot about it. And I was like, 4th of July. This was, I don't know, before the 4th of July.
This was like June 28th.
Yeah, so then like the week before, he gets a hold of me and he's like, how's that water tower costume coming? I was like, almost done. And then I went and made it. But what I did is I ran to Menards and I was like, what am I doing? So I ended up buying a garbage can and cutting a hole in the top of it and then armholes, and I took another garbage can and put it on top and whatever. It actually turned out pretty good. There's some pictures out on Facebook. Maybe I'll try to find it. But it's just the most ridiculous thing. But then the funny part is I put the goddamn thing on, and my son was taking a shower, and I just sat there and waited for him to get out of the shower, out of the bathroom. I didn't and
he's sitting in the bathroom.
I wasn't like
hand him a towel, then scare the shit out of him.
And then he like opens the door, and I'm standing there in the water tower, and he goes, he's like, what the fuck is it with you and water towers?
For a man who hates water towers.
Yeah. Do they even know that the only reason that you're so familiar with the water tower is because of our plans to lay siege to the water tower?
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to work on the Trebuchet tonight.
Damn right.
But I do have,
which will fire from Gregory Park.
I do, right?
Good idea.
Because there's going to be this cement splash pad that'll be a perfect foundation for our fucking giant catapult.
Actually, it probably would be a really good spot
Yeah,
for
it
it.
would be perfect. But I, on the other hand, am going to cut down a bunch of trees because we're going to need a lot of trees to make this fucking trebuchet.
People were very concerned about the trees.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's really not that many trees at Gregory Park, so I can see why you would not want us to cut down a tree.
So I just wanted to say that I do have a solution for the water tower issue, and it's very simple. All we need to do is we need to approach Trojan.
Oh my God!
Right?
Corporate sponsorship.
Get a corporate sponsorship. They can make us a giant condom. Okay. Because the problem is that it's falling apart. So if we just wrap that rascal, right, and we put a giant condom on it, and it can have like the receptacle tip and everything, and then we can be the safe sex capital of the world. I mean, we already have a giant dildo in the middle of town, and we need. What did you say the other day about condoms? What is Brainer?
No, thank you.
No, on her face, you said when they were asking us to be the celebrity bartenders, you said, "What does this town need? It needs more condoms and more Odin."
True that.
But yeah, and then we could just be. So I think we need to change the whole scheme, and it needs to be safe. The water tower.
You're just really trying to get people to like that picture. You need to go with the algorithm of what your partner over there says on what time to post your stuff at. I'm sorry, not that many people commented on your picture of the water tower.
I did draw a picture of a water tower with a giant condom on it.
Hurtful.
It's like nobody likes it. Is that my phone?
I don't know. I'm like, what?
Well, I got to go check my messages.
Oh my God.
Actually,
You guys are
you have
both
to go
right
pee?
here, though.
but I do have to go pee. So, will you take us out?
No, you can.
Do it together.
Mm-mm.
I would, but I don't know.
Messages.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Spitballing. I'm Matt Taylor here with my good buddy
Kyle Amundson.
And today we have been taken over by some ladies. We have the lovely Meta Mandich and Christine Amundson in the house.
Thanks for letting us take over.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And then
I'm
trying
back
to take
in
it back.
control
I know, yeah.
now. God damn it.
We know your fans are excited about that. We talked about that too. Like, we know you're sick of us. We'll give you back your people.
Both of our fans.
Oh my gosh.
I thought I turned it off. Keep going.
Fuck.
If you could get closer to the microphone, Matt,
Just
that'd
shut
be
up.
great.
So I'm going to talk a little bit more about The Mandalorian.
Oh,
Just because I'm super excited about it. I think everybody, all the Star Wars nerds out there should be. I just wanted to clear that up for everyone. It's going to be available on. It's going to be streaming on Disney's service, which apparently I found out Disney owns Hulu.
Oh, they do?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
And like I already have Hulu, so basically like to get Disney and all their shit is going to cost me another like $1.50 or something.
Oh, that's not bad. Worth it. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, for all their shit.
That sounds great.
And and it's coming up. The Mandalorian like airs. It starts November 12th.
I thought that was a helmet. I'm so confused right now.
Well,
Right?
Are we getting together on a Saturday morning to watch this?
Saturday morning.
Is that when they are?
I'm just saying, like, are we going to watch the show together? Like, we're going to make a plan?
We could do that. That would
I've
be
never
great.
seen a Saturday morning.
We know.
But Pedro Pascal, who played the Viper of Dorne, Oberyn Martell on Game of Thrones, is the main character. I also noticed a couple of notables from the first episode. When I was watching the trailer, I'm like, get the fuck out of here, really? So I go look, and Gina Carano is in the first episode. Now, some of you might not know who Gina Carano is. If we ever meet Gina Carano, you may have to fight her.
Is that on your list of like celebrity? Your
I don't really have one of those.
hallway
I don't
pass or whatever
either.
that's called? I don't know what that's
Yeah,
called.
no, I mean, except
That is
for,
what it's called, but we don't have that.
Yeah, but so is
Kyle just told you
that's
he
why I really
does
want to
for
go
this
to Galaxy.
chick.
That's why I want to go to
Actually-
GalaxyCon. Dave Bautista. But,
We don't judge.
You know, so Gina Carano is on that, and here's the surprise one: Nick Nolte.
Really?
Where the fuck have you been, Nick?
I thought he was dead.
Like Nick Nolte watches the show. Right, I thought he'd
Maybe
like.
hashtag him in it because he probably will.
I thought he'd like gone crazy with like Gary Busey, and they were like,
For sure.
I don't know.
Gary's teeth.
They're not the
would
same
kill me.
person.
No.
But yeah, so Nick Nolte shows up in the first episode. I'm confused by that. I can't wait to see it. The trailer came out and it looks fucking amazing. Of course, it looks amazing. Like Boba Fett was like had the smallest role in like the Star Wars movies, but was one of the most intriguing. You know, one of the characters that people seemed really intrigued by.
Yeah, for a while. It was awesome.
I'm
But,
just like, what are we talking about?
Because
right
She's looking
now?
at his list like,
what-
what's coming up next so I can prepare for this?
I know. I'm like, we were talking about this before, but it was a helmet. Am I wrong?
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Mandalorian
But it's a
helmet.
show too.
Mandalorians wear helmets.
Yeah.
Did you just do a
Mandalorian-
deep?
I did.
Mandalorian armor is fucking sweet, and there's all kinds of cool fan art out there, and like I'll show you some stuff.
But it's a show.
The Mandalorian, like the Mandalorians are a people.
I was going to say they're a group of people.
But is it a show or a movie or a series? What are we talking?
It's a series.
Okay. On Hulu.
It's coming out on November 12th.
On
You've not shown me
Disney.
any of the trailers.
no, I just watched the trailer myself.
Oh, okay. Because normally I kind of have an idea of the things you want to watch, but
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
But yeah, so something else cool that that's also coming out or just came out. Carnival Row. Have you seen anything on this? Mm-mm. Oh man, it looks amazing. Orlando Bloom looks
Orlando
like
Bloom.
yeah, it's another fantasy.
He's not on my list.
I like Orlando Bloom too.
He's on mine.
Have you seen Kingdom of Heaven? Yeah, I know
Kid's
you've
pretty.
seen Kingdom of Heaven.
Yeah. Yep.
Which I like, especially like. Usually, I fucking hate director's cuts, but the director's cut of Kingdom of Heaven. If you like the movie Kingdom of Heaven, the director's cut is even fucking better. It's awesome. And I thought about that movie too.
Don't think I liked it though.
What?
But
Even
I
the
might have
siege
to
scenes and stuff.
revisit it.
Maybe you have to watch the director's cut.
Maybe, but I might have to revisit it because I'm not sure if I'm thinking of the right movie. But
Yeah, it's great. And the siege scenes, you know, like talk about Trebuchets and stuff like that. It's fucking awesome.
do your eyes just like glaze over
I
when they
I
talk
like
about
me a-
this stuff?
I
I'm
like me a trebuchet.
But yeah, I just figured I'd throw those.
I
out there.
really do want to build a trebuchet, not just to storm the water tower. Kristen, do you know what a trebuchet is?
the wooden things, like you hold
Yeah,
like
I
a
know.
balloon and it like
Shoots
shoots
yeah.
across.
Yeah,
Like you
It's a-
pull it back.
It's a catapult,
Yes.
though it's not. It runs off a counterweight.
Thank you for explaining though.
But I really want to build one, and I've been thinking about doing it forever. But I want to build one out at the farm on St. Matthias because at the
fun.
end of the season we always
Do you have
have
the pumpkins or something?
Yeah, we
Oh
have.
my God, I want to go do it.
We
Had
have
a cow?
But isn't the
I mean,
They-
it's been
they-
done already.
They have Ruth. There's no cows. That's the
Yeah.
only protein there.
If you know anything about Arlene Jones, you're not going to be getting away with throwing a cow. All right, right? She will put me in that trebuchet and pull that rope.
There'd be a man in the trebuchet.
But we always have they sell pumpkins there during the season, which is coming up
Next
2
weekend, I
weekends.
thought. Oh.
There, maybe it's next weekend. But they we always have these pumpkins that are going rotten, and I was like, oh, it'd be such a great idea to like throw pumpkins out into the field with the trebuchet, and it'd be so fun.
Have you
Get
ever
good
been?
at it,
Have
dial
you
it
ever
in.
been to Gilby's Apple Orchard in like wherever it is, somewhere that way?
Nope.
Aiken,
Like
I
as if
think?
you're going towards Duluth.
Yeah,
It's
I
a little
think
past Aiken.
Okay,
yeah.
so they take all their rotten apples or like their apples that are going bad, and you pay $5, $10 or whatever, and then you slingshot them
Yeah.
on things. But my kids, I bring like $40 just for them to
Right.
take rotten
That's
apples.
Well, that
and,
sounds
like,
awesome.
But
That
that's
was
what I'm saying.
exactly
Like,
what I wanted to do. Yeah.
you didn't say anything about money. You're just like, we're gonna go do pumpkins.
Well, I mean, I haven't I think we've already established that I'm not really very good with the money.
Or even interested, really.
Right.
I mean,
So-
money's
Really-
cool, but is
Yeah.
it like an
What
What I
would be
really
fun.
just wanted to do was launch some fucking pumpkins.
So here, can I just interject for a second? I thought that people were on each side and you threw things at each other, and I was like, oh, that doesn't sound very
Pumpkins.
I'm
We
like,
could-
oh, I
well,
don't think
I
that's a
am
good
two
idea.
catapults.
I am totally open to 2 trebuchets.
Right.
I mean, I thought that's you throw things at each other, like
I'm-
right, and you
I'm
hit
in.
each other. Like that's what I was thinking. Water balloons. I think there's something like that at the
There is.
Renaissance Festival. Is
Well,
what I'm.
They have it
thinking
up
of.
at.
But I'm
Cart
like,
Country,
pumpkins
or
is
whatever
not
it
a
is.
good idea. You
Oh, I
could
think
like
it's a
really
fucking
hurt
great
somebody.
idea. Well, yes, obviously.
And siege
they're
equipment
rotten.
works better when, like there's only one. But I mean,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely want to have the advantage in the
Yeah,
siege
don't want anybody
engines.
returning fire. Although that would put that would cause us to get our little trebuchet team. Because it takes a couple of guys to run one of those things. Like you have to like dial it in and shit. Just like any like indirect fire.
Right. Yeah, it'd be fun.
It does sound amazing.
When we were talking about the Dark Crystal and stuff earlier, and like the puppets and shows like that, and we were talking about Christine you had never seen the Dark Crystal either, and that made me think what the scariest, also awesomest movie I ever saw as a kid was Return to Oz. Did you ever watch that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I did.
Well, have
I
you ever
did.
seen The Wizard of Oz?
Yes, I have.
All right, so then
I have no idea what you're talking about.
super freaking happy. I mean, like part of it's weird. Return to Oz has
Is that where they have to drink out of the cup? But
and they have the witch has all the different heads. She takes the heads off of little girls and then changes her head every day.
That's
so
ringing
this
a
is
bell.
this is the sequel to The Wizard of Oz, and it is they have lunch boxes in trees. So like when she goes to Oz the second time, like you just grab a pail out of a tree and your lunch is in there, and they've got people with wheels on their like hands and feet.
I remember that.
It is seriously like, but it's a great movie. But it's still to this day, like I have, Fairuza Balk is, what's her face is,
Dorothy?
yes, Dorothy. And she's in like a mental hospital, and they are like trying to zap her brain. You guys should watch it.
I was all
Return to
about the
Oz.
Wiz.
Super scary, but it's cool.
Get
You
on
would
down,
like it.
get on down.
The road.
There's no singing.
No
I don't
singing.
remember. I mean, no, you can sing. We talked about that earlier too. I was saying I don't think there's any singing in the movie.
First rule of Spitballing Club. Kyle does not get to sing.
I thought that was like the after school. I thought that was the after school no t-shirt club. Different thing.
Well, the after bar.
It does.
Topless
It actually
party.
does lead me into my next question, and I think it's the question that everybody really wants to know. I probably had. Well, no, nobody wrote it in.
All three of us are like, what now?
I'm just waiting. Like, where's
Meta
it going?
Mandich, are you indeed dirty girl in the lake?
Fuck no. Is that really what you think? No.
No, I don't.
Oh,
think
I was
that.
like, is that an actual question? No. I mean,
Oh.
I could be a dirty girl on a lake. No.
But could you force yourself to write so
I didn't even.
poorly?
Okay, so then I kind of feel bad because Matt sent me, whatever he did. I don't know, like didn't send me like the link, but like sent me the words, and I read probably 4 sentences, and I was like, what is this? This is stupid. And then he said something about it. I was like, I honestly didn't even read the whole thing. I feel bad, but I don't care.
I was so offended, Kyle, because you sent it to him. He showed it to me, and I was like pissed. I was like, how dare this dirty girl say these things about my friend who I hadn't even met yet?
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like we were best friends before we met.
I was offended. This is not even. I was offended. I mean, I was offended for you too, though, because I'm like, I just know how you think highly
As
of
they
each
can
other.
see,
and
it is all love.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it just was not. I just knew it wasn't true, and I was like, oh, how dare she?
So my friend Katie, I'm going to call her out right now. Just kidding. And then not say anything about her because I'm cool like that. Matt. So Katie finally is getting caught up on spitballing, and she was like, Matt totally took that wrong. Like, that chick was not saying anything negative about him. She hates you. And I was like, oh, I got that from the first 3 sentences. And that's why I was like, who cares? This chick, whoever this person is, because I didn't necessarily think it was a girl. Definitely has it.
Maybe it was me.
A vendetta.
It's a possibility, but I've actually read your writing, and it is impossible for you to write that poorly.
Fuck, I couldn't do it.
Was it really?
Did you read it? Or
I
did you actually
I didn't read it, and then you read it, but it was like not.
It was tough.
It was
to
like
read.
not. I know. I was like, I don't know what Matt's even trying to say here.
Well, I had to make some. I even
English.
had to go in and make some like adjustments because they were.
Yeah, whatever.
Because it was so.
I didn't
like,
really care.
They
Is
weren't
that
real
the
sentences.
is that the only letter you guys have gotten?
Because
I mean,
no, we've gotten. No, I think that's the only one we've ever gotten. That was.
So it was meta hate mail.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Other than that, I mean, it's just been like a lot of nudes.
Nice.
Which Tharg, we appreciate.
Did he take
but
the hair
that's
that he
about
cut
it.
off and was like,
Guess what else has gone bald?
hi, Jenny. So glad we're friends.
No, I like, and I was really kidding that.
I thought you were serious, and I was like, oh, I like
the look on your face.
I like the conspiracy
See my
theory.
face?
I was like, oh, no, I don't think so.
Conspiracy theories are fun.
I think we've given too much time to her.
Sure.
But if there was anything that you guys like want to say, a lot of people are like, well, let Meta talk. Let Meta.
That was my initial, when he showed that to me, I was like, I think you should have her on to address it.
Meta doesn't care.
Hey, I applaud you for that. I mean, I think sometimes people take that stuff personal and they do like let it affect them. It affected me. I was like mad for you.
Well, I thought it was fucking funny, and that's why we like did it, because I just thought it was funny.
Oh, you guys were funny. I mean, like,
Mostly,
and your responses were funny.
it's like my attention whore stuff. Like any attention is good attention, right?
Right.
Like,
that's true.
Like, oh, we got some
This
mail.
is why we're so good together, because I give them all.
See, now, like in high school, I had the same boyfriend all through high school, but I don't have a problem talking about sex. I grew up in a very sex positive household. Like, I don't think it's dirty. I mean, you can make it dirty, but like, that's just what it is. I had a class with all senior boys. They were making sex talk. So I was like, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, oh, hey, what's up? Only girl in our class. And I was like, gross. I'm a sophomore. You guys are nasty. And from that point on, there was like a song. Tony Nelson wrote a song about me. I don't know if you guys remember Tony Nelson at all. He was like in a punk band, and it was Meta sitting on the corner giving blowjobs for a quarter. Don't give her a contribution. It's a blowjob institution. Do 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 do.
I think we're gonna get demonetized.
And it was amazing. And then I would walk through the hallways, and people would throw quarters at me. And I was a sophomore, and I was like, "Thank you. I'm buying some Funyuns and a cheese stick and my juice." So, Tony, thanks. I mean, you don't get a cut of my quarters, but I graduated. In our graduation, I graduated with his sister Krista, who's a fabulous teacher, and you hear when they call my name and I'm walking, you hear do 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 do. I was like, for real, Tony? Like, you don't even go here anymore. Like, you came back just to do this? And I was like, thanks. But I just owned it. Like, I was like, what? Yeah, you heard I did what? Yes, I did. That was great. Oh my God. And my mom goes, stop that. Like, you should not like that people think those things about you. And I was like, I do not care. Because either you know me and you know what I do or don't do, or you don't know me and I don't care.
Well, I think it's really apparent that you're a weak-willed person who
yes.
just would allow somebody to just treat them however they want to.
I mean, I dressed you. Clearly, I'm
Right.
the stronger one. Because we all know Matt lets everyone boss him around.
That is true.
Yeah, no, I'm not dirty girl. But thank you for thinking that I could dumb myself down.
Yeah, I think his confidence was damaged when Logan kicked his ass.
Drop it.
Logan's been hanging out like on.
I actually had somebody like
say teach me the ways, because that's kind of like
somebody actually asked me if I would like bring that up every like episode.
It
Well,
kind of
He
already
suggested
do.
we have like a tally.
I think you should put the tally thing up. I think that'd be hilarious.
But
And you were like, absolutely.
yeah,
because you
It's
have.
easy peasy. Well, of course. I don't even know Logan.
I think
Like, met
Logan.
him, like,
I think
once.
Logan should come on and demonstrate.
You give a kid a charity submission.
No, you
on his
didn't.
birthday.
You would never do that. That's totally not who you are.
You're right. I would never.
I know you wouldn't. And I'm sorry that's really hard for you.
Fuck that kid. I'd try to kill him. Christine.
Parenting advice 101. Matt Taylor.
He's 25 years old. At this point, he's a man. If I want to try to kill him, I mean, we slap hands beforehand. It's agreed upon. Christine,
Yes.
is it or is it not true that when you were responsible for us, you almost allowed me to die?
Oh my
3
God.
times.
Thank God. I thought you were going to ask her if it was true that I cried during sex.
Yeah, Matt, I was so nervous for you when I didn't. First of all, next time warn me that I'm responsible. I didn't know these things.
That's what happens when you're the sober cab.
It's a given.
You know,
I mean, you didn't have to be responsible for me, and then I ditched you guys.
You dipped.
Oh, I'm sorry, I dipped.
there are certain things that like should like tip you off that you're in charge. Like
Please
if
tell
you
me.
walk into a room and like you're the only adult and there's like 3 toddlers or something, you know, like by default you're in charge
I was just like a sullen teen girl.
unless
With
you're
the
willing,
toddlers.
like I am, to fight it out with those toddlers to the death, and then like let who wins. They can, you know, they're in charge.
If I would have tried to tell you no
Right.
at any point, like that would have gone over well.
Why are you talking to me? That was totally
He
Matthias.
was-
That's a totally
Oh,
different human.
I
Different
see.
issue, absolutely.
You don't just get to pretend like you're someone else.
There was not really. It's a process. It's like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing.
I mean, we had talked about even going down to like Shep's thing.
Yes.
When we were over at the woods, and I was like, well, yeah, I mean, I guess if they want to. And then I'm like, I don't know if they need to. And then I was like, okay, I go home, and then I hear you guys went out after. I was like, really? Wow, like,
It wasn't
awesome. Is Kyle going to be there to walk in the morning? And there sunshine was looking fabulous.
I felt like if we would have gone to Shep's, we would have needed like that, like the costume from like Ace Ventura 2 when
Oh, that
Nature
would've been
Calls,
funny.
where the guy's like carrying the basket, you know, like the big guy's carrying the basket and shit, and then like he sets the basket down and Tommy Davidson like, comes out of the basket and shit.
It's
like
Matt.
yeah, like you were worried about that guy? Oh no, look at this fucking guy.
Yeah, Christine, did you show Kyle those pictures or video or
no.
whatever? Oh
I
my
just
gosh.
well, in the
Christine
group
was sending
chat.
fabulous things last night, and I was showing him. Matt's like, oh,
It's so funny. So just in case you have missed this part of the story,
Oh, yeah.
you called it jump to guard.
Jump to guard. Yeah.
I have never heard that before. All it was like Matt seeing Kyle like he hasn't seen him in a long time, and like running and wrapping his arms around his like
And
neck
legs.
and legs around his waist, like you would see out of a movie.
Yeah, except for without the
But-
arms.
So Matt in this video, like jumps up on Kyle, and Kyle's like, you know, just elated,
Really excited.
This is a great moment. I have it on slow motion in my phone, and I sent them a video last night. But the best part about this video was like you so like gracefully like flung yourself back, like you were just feeling it, and you threw yourself so fast and hard backwards, and you just clunk.
Bam,
And
yeah.
it was so loud, and I was so nervous.
And the jacket just slips out of my hands. I wish I could have got like a slow mo, like
your
it
face is on there in slow motion, but I never looked at it because I was
I was-
watching his head go.
Bounce off the floor.
Bam.
And I kept replaying it, back like zipping back and forth.
It was a great video.
But that was the first time, and then the second time you
You
did
caught
it.
him,
Do over.
kind of.
And everybody just held their hands, like waiting for you to fall backwards again. And then the third time outside,
Was
I was
outside,
like,
yeah.
"Oh dear God, he's gonna crack his head open."
Did
I
we
was,
know there was a third time?
And Sam is
I
there
don't
like
know that you
this.
did.
Really?
Sam's
Yeah.
like this. Aaron's like,
Yeah, everybody was like running behind because you just kept jumping
See,
into his arms.
what we were trying to do, and after the first attempt, like nobody gave us any room to pull this off. Was I was going to start spinning around and like hang on it with one arm, and it was
God.
gonna like
Like a
that's how
Dancing
we
with the
start our
Stars?
dance move, our dance number. Yes.
Nobody
Yeah.
puts baby in the corner.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
So explain to me what jump to guard means, because I don't think of that as like a.
It kind of sounds like a
guard.
rape thing.
Yeah,
like-
I'm like when you're like crotch to crotch. Like,
Only if you're
how
doing
is
it
right. I don't get that.
Epic failure.
If I wasn't there, I would not have had any idea what you meant when you said I jumped to guard. But I was there and I got to witness
Solid
this.
point.
I jumped on
And we
Okay,
get
so tell them what-
we get
tell them what guard
accused
is.
of this periodically, and people are absolutely right that Kyle and I just assume that everybody knows what we know, and so like we don't really need to tell you about like what something is, because fucking you should probably know that already.
Somewhere out there, one person gets us.
Right.
Other than that, people are like, "What the fuck is he talking about?"
Right.
Yeah, I was glad I lived it. So
And
I
that person is
knew,
Eric
but-
Anderson. Jumping to guard is when you jump on somebody and you wrap your legs around them and lock them. That's all
Oh,
it is.
it was like
'Cause
a-
when
So you don't
lock
fighting
use
thing.
you don't use your hands.
well,
So
no.
you were doing it right, baby.
I
Good
did it
job.
right. I did it right.
I'm proud
Yeah.
of you.
It was actually.
It was pretty.
It was actually pretty good.
I'm just glad you
Other
were
than
still
that part
walking.
where I whacked my head on the ground. But
That's
yeah,
my fault.
And you would like the reason you would do it typically in jiu-jitsu is if you're going against somebody who is a good grappler and is going to be able to take you down. If you jump to guard, you negate
Then
that
you're not- right.
takedown. So you don't.
Oh.
They get points if they take you down. So you can jump to guard and negate the points. There's also attacks that you can do in this whole thing, but it's not.
He could have transitioned to something else.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah. It isn't,
I had no idea this was like
so
a
it's
fighting
not a
term.
sex move.
Not
Well,
yet.
it's a jiu-jitsu.
Well, I
term.
thought more along those lines, and I'm like, but I don't. Oh,
I don't get it.
I
yeah.
was lost.
You're like, you should be
But
jumping on the back. What's going on here?
I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't know what that means, but.
But it was funny.
Yeah, but you just kept doing it. I have a lot more video from that
Yeah.
night.
See, she was doing a great job. What are you talking about? Meta, the photographer, left.
Mm-hmm.
She got kicked out of the car.
No.
Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, I was
That's
like,
all. I was not. I had 2
Christine was
cocktails
like,
at
"You
like 5 o'clock.
out. You're out.
She was like, bitch.
You are not
Bye-bye.
nearly drunk enough. I only will transport super duper drunk people."
I was like, bye, babe. And you're like,
Mm-hmm.
is that your perception of how it ended?
Okay, let's just talk about anything else. What else do you have on your list there, Kyle?
That's about it, man.
Thank God. Let's just be done with this.
I wrote down that Kyle Soda got released from the Vikings. But,
Oh, yeah.
Which is big news for Vikings fans because he's a fucking third string quarterback,
Right, doesn't
and
matter.
he got now he has an opportunity someplace else to maybe
To play.
People are fucking ridiculous about that.
So I got a problem with the skull thing. The whole like skull thing for the Vikings. I liked that. I
You
liked
can say
the-
skull in the stadium, but you
Skull
can't pay the iron price
Vikings.
for beers.
Right. Complete bullshit. Like I've always liked Vikings, like the actual people on boats that
it's because you don't like
did the
sports.
pillaging. I don't believe that they ever raped. I think it was usually consensual.
Well,
But
If you're talking about
a bearded guy jumps out of a boat and he's,
that, could have been someone
whatever,
else.
and you've been hanging out with, your.
In the hot tub.
do you remember Eric the Viking?
Yes, a little.
It's
I
one-
only saw it the one time.
I used to love it, but Eric the Viking is a movie that was done by the guys who did Monty Python.
Yeah,
And
Tim Robbins played
Tim
Eric.
Robbins played Eric the Viking, and it had all the whatever. But in the beginning, Eric is going in and he's like raiding this town, and he gets in this house, and he's like, and she's like, "Oh no, you're a Viking. You're gonna rape and pillage me." And he goes, "Oh well, I was just gonna pillage." And she's like, "No, the raping, yeah, the rape and pillage." And he's like, "Well, I was thinking I would just do the pillaging." And she's like, basically just like, "No, you're a Viking. You must rape and pillage." Yeah, it was pretty funny.
So she was hard up.
Pretty much,
Okay.
she wanted a little Eric. Do you got any
to know.
Viking in you? You want some? So, but I used to love.
I like
I used
how
to
he says
say.
that to Kyle.
I used to say. I used to say skull. Like cheer. Knocking glasses before it was like co-opted by this fucking sports thing. And now if I say it, I sound like a fucking Vikings
except
fan.
for that's actually been their thing for quite a while. So you were saying it when you were 17, just randomly walking around.
But
It's
in the big
really
picture,
just been a thing in the last like few years that's been like the whole skull thing. Unless I truly
It's part
haven't
of
been
their
paying attention.
song that's been around since like the 70s. Skull Vikings, let's win this game. It's actually part of the song, not just a chant.
I've never been to a game.
I go every year. I like sports. Football's fun. Fall's my favorite time of year.
So you know that look that Christine had on her face when you were talking about the Mandalorians?
yes.
Are you saying Kyle hates sports too?
No,
'Cause he played
have
football.
no idea what we're talking about.
Like my face is like.
Oh, I was like,
So
I'm
when
with
you,
you.
so when you guys go to the game,
you guys will build your
Christine and I
furniture.
are going to build furniture.
Perfect. I'm game.
Actually, I don't like.
You don't
going
like to go?
games. No,
I'm not the biggest
I don't-
fan of the new stadium.
I don't love big crowds anymore.
Yeah,
And,
me either.
And I don't like to pay out the ass for beers and stuff. And it's a big pain in the ass when the best seats in the house are, like, I mean, the best seats for a game are at fucking home. I mean, I have that big
'Cause you can see
75-inch
everything.
TV
Right.
for, like with sports, with Vikings games in mind, like I bought that fucking giant TV.
Yeah, how big is
And
our TV?
75 inches.
So yeah, it's great at home.
And
That's the size of Matt's computer screen.
No, I don't think so. I think mine's only
60, I think.
maybe 60. But
Computer screen.
it's not. It was a gift. Like it was my brother-in-law gave it to me. So he's like, "You want this giant TV thing?" And I was like, "Can I hook my computer up to it?" Sure.
absolutely.
Yeah, I agree though. I mean, sports are overrated. I mean,
You know,
seeing
well,
them because you do miss out on so much depending on where your seat is.
I haven't, so like last year I didn't get to watch as much football as I wanted to, and I haven't been watching basketball lately. And of course, like I haven't even watched as much MMA or wrestling. And when I say wrestling, no
Like
offense,
beat someone over.
yeah, I'm not talking
a
about
chair?
the ladder matches and like the fucking hit me with a chair. I mean, real wrestling.
Like
But,
college wrestling?
Yeah, I haven't got to watch any. Yeah, I just don't get to watch all the sports that I would like to watch.
Why is that?
I don't know. I've like priorities. We usually
Spending
go
time
do,
with your beautiful
Yeah,
wife.
we usually go do stuff. We'll go thrifting and whatnot, and get out and take little road trips and shit like
That's
that.
true.
I just find it extremely boring.
I get that.
Yeah. I mean, I've been watching more sports working at the bar than I've ever watched in my life, and but it's just funny because I like will be watching a game, like a Twins game or whatever, and then I'll just like do whatever,
baseball's
and then
boring.
somebody's like, "Oh, what was the score?" And I'm like,
0-0.
"Got nothing." Like I even watched
90th
it,
inning.
but I wasn't like actually. I didn't really care if anything happened. I just it would like, is he gonna hit the ball or not?
People expect bartenders to know. Like that's one of the things I was like, man, like when I thought I wanted to like do some bartending like during the day and stuff. I was like, well, if anybody wants to talk to me about baseball, I'm going to tell them to go fuck themselves because I
Right.
don't fucking know shit about baseball. I'm not a baseball guy. Baseball, golf, and pretty much any motorsports are not my, thing. In fact, I used to make, I used to make so much fun of golf, but now like, so many of my friends like,
You
like
watch
your brother
golf?
is no.
But I was going to say, oh my God, you watch it? Playing it is
Like so
different.
many of my friends are are really avid golfers.
It's just because you get to get drunk and drive on golf carts. Duh.
I don't know. I mean, it obviously takes a lot of skill and stuff like that.
Clinton's actually a very good golfer.
I don't
Clinton's
even like
good.
mini golf.
Like
don't
apparently
either.
Ian's a
I
good
love
golfer.
mini golf.
No.
What?
I don't like mini golf.
I mean, I like it for lots of reasons.
No, I don't. Like if I were to go with my family or something, like when my kids were little, I would be the one that just held everybody's clubs and whatever. That's really distracting, that train.
Yeah.
My goodness.
The big thing that I like, one of the things that like the older I get, the more it drives me crazy about like football and stuff is the super fans. And one of the reasons I don't like to watch football games in bars is because of the experts. Because you're sitting next to some guy with like the lowest fucking sports IQ, maybe the lowest IQ
Yeah.
overall.
Back when I used
and
to
fucking blah blah blah, and I'm like, motherfucker, like I just want to punch you in the face. Actually, that sounds way more fun than watching the rest of this game next to you.
Bam.
Actually,
so-
having you punch me in the face sounds like more fun than watching this. When I used to watch a lot of MMA, and I haven't for years now, unless like one of my actual like training partners is fighting. I just don't care enough to even tune in. But we used to go to Buffalo Wild Wings and watch the games or watch the fights every once in a while, and I'm just like, this sucks, because you got these people that don't know anything, and they're all like, I don't know. Like when Frank Mir beat Brock Lesnar, I was at that one, and just the shit that people were talking, I was just like, like, oh, that was fake. There's no way. It's like,
really? Really?
you think
there's no way?
You think Brock Lesnar was like, yeah, I really want to get knee bars? No, fucking bullshit.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, maybe that was what it was. You think that? You think Brock Lesnar was like gave him a charity submission?
Oh,
it's not.
I'm just going to go with that.
That's what happened.
That's what I hear
It
they
was a
do.
charity
That's what people do.
submission. Yeah, they're good buddies. Cool. All right. Well, anything else you guys want to talk about?
Let me look.
Oh,
I'm gonna
you
look
got
at
your
my
notes.
I know. I am Kyle's wife. Nope.
Do you need to borrow his
What a
glass?
cute baby.
No. I know.
Oh yeah,
phone
we
is
didn't
in
really talk
here.
about. We talked about it last week.
We
but-
talked about Seabass.
Oh, you talked about it. Okay.
Little
Good.
bit,
But
yeah.
its name's Chewy.
That furry little man.
So cute.
Yeah, he's great.
So next Sunday is we have on Drew Peterson, and Drew's fantastic singer songwriter. And his song Laramie.
I was going to say that was your first.
was our very
the
first
very first
one.
episode. That's what you were singing when
Yeah.
he told you to not sing.
That's actually
I watched
really
that
right.
episode again today.
You did.
Rude.
Man, we've come a long way.
You guys are a lot better now than you were.
Yeah.
Man, because I think the stammering and fidgeting only makes up like 50% of what I do now, where it was a strong 85% at the
You guys
time.
definitely feel a lot more comfortable for sure. And
That is also true.
although I do think sometimes you guys should have an episode where it's just you guys again and no guest. 'Cause
Yeah.
just listening to
We'll
you
get into
guys.
that
It is.
sooner or later.
But I mean,
We
like
will.
not once a month or something, but like every 15 episodes or something
Yeah.
wouldn't be
I'm
bad.
sure that's going to happen.
Because it was good. I mean, that I liked your guys' banter back and forth, but it was
So
awkward.
do we. So much.
I didn't feel like it was awkward, but like
Go rewatch it.
I did. I watched it a while ago, but
I am your biggest
but it
fan.
definitely was. You are our.
I'm just saying,
you
like,
are our
I'm not
most
lying to you.
sincere critic. I will give you that.
I
Like,
loved
when
it the first time I watched
when
it.
you
guys
every
are better now.
every week, like I wait for them. I call it.
If I don't say something to him, he's like, "Did you not watch that?"
No, I have. I don't think I've ever asked you, but it bothers me when you don't tell me. But I call it the meta report.
Oh,
And
cool.
like she'll like chime in on the episode, and it's always very like
Constructive.
Super nice.
always usually positive. But if there's anything that it like, and she's always fucking right. I mean, I am gonna edit this this episode,
No, I love what you guys do. I think it's fun.
but we really have come a long way.
Thanks for letting us take over.
You are welcome.
Man, we've been talking about this
We're
since
gonna make more
early
deals
on.
while you guys are drunk. Next year, Farm to Fork.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a list of like things that you guys sign off on.
Oh, let's be realistic.
Woo.
You're not going to have to wait that long. to
That's
see us
true.
drunk.
That's awesome. Okay, so next Sunday we have Drew Peterson coming on.
He's actually gonna be at Roundhouse on Saturday night from
It's
7
like
to 9.
7
I
to
think.
9. Yep. So he's gonna be at Roundhouse Brewery from 7 to 9 on Saturday the 7th. I believe it's the 7th.
Do you think we're going to get to him? Are we going to get to? Is he going to play any songs?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I have a request. Although every time I've seen him since, like I've only seen him a couple of times since, like 40 Bulb dissolved, and I don't think he plays this song anymore. But I would love to hear Uncle.
What would he be doing if he's not playing songs? Is he like a comedian or something?
Well, we could just talk to him. He's a fucking extremely.
Oh, you mean on the
intelligent human.
podcast? I thought you meant at Roundhouse, and I was like,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I was like,
I'm like, what's going on here?
Why the fuck
Why
is
are
this
we
guy
asking
sitting
if-
in front of
Why are we
us?
asking what he's doing?
This
I
is
was
so
like-
uncomfortable.
That took me a while, and I feel like
I was
usually I'm
like,
really on it. I'm
Jesus.
like, I don't understand.
you really
This
are
is
a bitch.
I'm like, this isn't a dance monkey type situation, you know?
And then I realized you guys were talking about the
Oh my goodness.
You know, he has words. He could use his words.
I'm really excited to see you on Saturday.
We're not hearing it.
When I messaged him and like we talked about the date and whatever, and I said, hey, well, could we do that Sunday? Because I know we want to move away from doing it on Sundays. You were like, yeah, we could do that Sunday, and because he's going to be here on Saturday, and I said, and he said, yeah, I'd love to do it, and then I said, and Kyle would really like to hear the song Uncle if you want to play it. Now I don't have any idea whether or not he'll like dust it off because Drew has written.
Didn't you say like hundreds?
4,300. He's written hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of songs.
And you just can't always demand shit from artists, you know, like he might have went like right after that, he might have got the inspiration and just went and wrote a song like called I Don't Give a Fuck What Kyle Wants.
Right.
I mean, like,
That would be great. He's going to surprise you with that.
Go
In his
fuck
stand-up
yourself.
comedy
No,
routine.
go fuck yourself.
Some of Drew's shit is stand-up comedy too. Man, the guy has got some great stuff. Well,
What would LL Cool J do?
Thanks for making us watch, or reminding us to watch the Chappelle thing, by the way. Wasn't it you that told us to watch it, or did we just
I've
watch
seen
that
a
on
couple
our
things
own?
on.
I actually just saw it on Facebook, but actually I'm glad
The
you brought
other
it up.
thing?
I've seen a few people post on that, like, this is amazing, go watch it.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
And extremely
so
offensive.
bad and
Yes.
it's
Did
so
you
good.
watch it?
I have not watched Sticks and Stones yet. The last one that I watched was, and I fucking loved it, was Deep in the Heart of Texas. The one where he talked about like his experience with that trans person.
He talks about that
and
again.
Basically, which like I hope. Well, so I hope that his stance hasn't changed because I
don't think it has.
Good for him if it has. But like I that's kind of where I'm at on that whole thing. Like I don't like it. I don't know. And I hope we get a chance to talk about that soon.
You should watch.
You need to watch it.
So this is your assignment between now and next week is to try to watch that because it was probably it was fantastic. It's on Netflix. Dave Chappelle, Sticks and Stones.
Keep watching it.
It's offensive,
Every part of it.
I'm about offensive.
but it is.
I like that.
I mean, almost.
we laughed
I can't
for an hour and a
imagine-
half.
I can't imagine anybody
I went,
who could get all the way through it and not be like, "Holy
I shouldn't
shit,
be
that guy
laughing
just
at
stepped on my
this."
dick." And then afterward, if you're on Netflix, it'll actually play another about 20
It's a hidden.
minute
It's like a hidden thing. But you can't
Easter
stop
egg?
it. You have to just continue watching.
You should watch it for sure. The
epilogue.
It shows a bunch of clips of him like working on his shit while he was like doing the show. Great.
I did try to watch. I started watching. I used to love Chris Rock stand up, and I watched his last stand up. And I'm glad that he's like doing it again. I just won't be one of the people watching him do it
Right.
because he
Was not bad?
fucking sucks now.
Really?
Oh my god. There's fucking
I think that we
20
lasted.
minutes of my life that I will never get back.
Yeah,
Interesting.
we didn't leave it on very long.
No, and I mean, fuck, he used to be brilliant, but like, I don't know, or maybe it's me that's changed. Who knows? It's comedy, But I tried to watch it, not so much. But I was glad you guys watched.
The other one? Why can I not think of what it was?
Sloss.
You made him
Yeah.
cry. Thanks a lot.
Well,
Which
in
one?
my
Went off on his own.
defense,
Which one is
make
this?
it, I mean, he's. I was gonna say he's as bad as me about that shit, but he's maybe a little worse than me about that
I
stuff.
think it was only about the disabled sister.
Oh. Okay,
don't
that's
wreck
what I
the
was-
thing.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
But that, like, my favorite part of that, and Matt and I talked about this earlier, was the whole, people being offended on behalf of other people.
Right.
Like
She's
his
my
thing on
sister.
that. I was like, that's fucking brilliant.
I was like-
you've nominated yourself to be offended for that person.
Right.
Like his thing is, you've nominated yourself to be offended for that person because you see them as weaker. So you're
Right.
going to stick up for them because you're such a fucking amazing
Right.
person.
What was that guy's name?
was so
So
good.
if anybody's wanting to watch it
Daniel Sloss.
on Netflix, it was kind of brilliant comedy. We really
and
enjoyed.
He talked
him.
about how brilliant his parents were and stuff.
The
And
parent
he's like,
part
I
was
didn't get
good.
any of that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, obviously he did get a big old slice of that because that guy's fucking
Very
brilliant.
smart.
It was good. But yeah, the Dave Chappelle thing, you definitely got to check out.
Man.
But it's a tough one.
We
I mean,
will
it's not
watch
a tough one. It's great.
I
It's great.
loved it.
I about pissed my pants.
But
I mean,
the
it
thing
was
about it
hilarious.
is, I feel like he's just telling you exactly how he feels, which
I loved him.
is funny.
I mean,
And
Dave Chappelle should have
why would you change?
I think
Like,
he's probably the funniest human. I mean, Dave Chappelle is
Might be.
fucking super funny.
I mean, who else talks about buttholes and not raping kids?
Well,
Because guess what? It
hey,
doesn't
now,
matter what they're wearing.
You can't wreck his. That's the worst. That's the worst
talk
thing to
about
do.
buttholes if I want
You
to.
could talk about buttholes, but you don't want to. You don't want to like let people. You don't want to
Nobody
like
even knows.
break
Everybody's
people's
already watched it.
jokes. So today, we're gonna take you out with the Drew Peterson song, and you'd already mentioned it. It's one of Drew's classics, and it's a song that he wrote, and I'll just speak for him, that he wrote because he was getting kind of annoyed with people who were like being kind of uppity and not practicing what they preach or whatever. This was back in the era when everybody was wearing the what would Jesus do bracelets, and he wrote a song that's called What Would LL Cool J Do?
And I was conflicted at first because I love LL Cool J.
Well,
But,
I mean, pretty much just saying LL is God. But yeah, it's a really, really fun
He's
song. So,
doing it and doing it and doing it well.
so this is
phenomenon.
this is actually 40 Watt Bulb, but with the singer-songwriter Drew Peterson taking us out with What Would LL Cool J Do? We'll see you next week.
Sticker the other day that said Jesus was coming. I thought there must be something he missed. And I'm guessing when he gets back and sees what happened, man, is he gonna be pissed? Say, if I don't turn from my evil ways and repent, I'm gonna burn in hell. But if heaven's eternity with guys like you, burn in hell, I might as well. Embrace the reeds, what would Jesus do? And apparently he's good friends with you. It scares the hell out of me, cause I think you're a dick. I was wondering, what would LL Cool J do? So the ladies love him, and I do too. And besides, he ain't nothing like you. Wouldn't it be great if I had LL's personal cell phone number so I could just give him a call? I'd be like, hey L buddy, it's me and I'm bored. Let's go to the mall. He'd probably pick me up at my mom's house in some really expensive convertible car. And he'd probably drive real slow and freestyle rap about his rims as I backed him up with my guitar. Embrace the reeds, what would Jesus do? Apparently he's good friends with you. That scares the hell out of me, cause I think you're a dick. I was wondering, what would LL Cool J do? Cause the ladies love him, and I do too. And besides, he ain't nothing like you.
Let's do one more.
I was looking at these helicopter headsets. Like I'm always looking at the new shit
What
for the
is
podcast.
it has like a...
It's fucking for when you're in a helicopter.
Oh, I was like...
I thought it like helicoptered around your head or something.
It's weird.
Does
Like
it, like,
TC
fly around?
and Magnum and
Like
shit.
big earmuffs, and then you go, but you got to push the button.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we would have so much fun with them. But it would also be just like ridiculous because you would constantly be going like, well, we were talking about it a
You'd
little
forget
bit with
to turn
Troy.
it on.
No, but he would be all like, he just couldn't stop being like brick or whatnot. It's rub duck, come on, big pan, come on.